now and again. That to-do list of yours never takes a day off. So it's pretty great that Excel Energy can help you take a chore off your list for at least 13 years. Switch now and save on long-lasting Energy Star LED bulbs with our discounts of up to $3 per bulb at select stores. Find stores and bulbs at excelenergy.com/lighting deals.
For us, safe sleep is a pack and play in our room, sleeping on her back.
For us, it's a crib with a flat surface and nothing else around him.
For us, it's in a bassinet, nice and firm and very cozy.
However your family practices safe sleep, your baby is safest lying flat on their back in your bedroom with their own sleep space that has nothing else inside it. This is how we keep our babies safe in New Mexico. Visit safesleepnm.org to learn how you can practice safe sleep your way.
It's officially here. This week only, enjoy 50% off your purchase during our Friends and Family event at Banana Republic Factory. Explore limited time savings on the latest elevated styles online or at your nearest Banana Republic Factory store.
Do you know what brand sells the most work shoes in America? Skechers. Why? Skechers has the best looking safety toe and slip resistant shoes around. They've got superior quality and simply incredible prices, but many people get them just for the style. So you can enjoy tough, steel-toed protection and slip-resistant soles anywhere, even if you don't need them for work. And since they're Skechers, you know they're going to be comfortable with Skechers' exclusive air-cooled memory foam. Find your new pair of Skechers safety toe and slip-resistant work shoes at a Skechers store, at Skechers.com, or wherever work shoes are sold.
It's officially here. This week only, enjoy 50% off your purchase during our Friends and Family event at Banana Republic Factory. Explore limited time savings on the latest elevated styles online or at your nearest Banana Republic Factory store.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up spills quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less than the leading ordinary brand. So you can get back to your night. Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles let you create your own delicious combo. Choose from a sausage biscuit, egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, and a medium hot coffee. But it's obvious which combo's the best. Sausage biscuit and small seasoned potatoes. Well, maybe it's the fresh cracked egg and cheese biscuit with a medium hot coffee. Or 2 savory sausage biscuits. Whichever you pick, you can't go wrong. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item.
KOOL 95.7, proud to be your home for Hobbs Eagle football. The Eagles fly to Rio Rancho on Friday night to face off with the Rams. Join Ty Friend and Ron Gunter Friday beginning at 6:45 for the Eagle pregame show, the kickoff at 7 o'clock. Hobbs Eagle football is presented by Hobbs Express, Divine Energy Services, the First American Bank of Hobbs, Lasco Construction, and ATEC Air Conditioning and Heating. Hobbs Eagle football on KOOL 95.7, also brought to you by Forest Tire Company, TDS, Lee County State Bank, NMR Pipeline, Devon Energy, and Eastern New Mexico University. Rio Rancho Schools will not allow Noalmark Digital and KOOL 95.7 to live video stream the game, but you'll still be able to listen and follow along with the score on the Hobbs Sports YouTube channel and HobbsAmerica.com, and of course, always listen live and free on the KOOL 95.7 app, and right here on your radio home for Hobbs Eagle Sports, KOOL 95.7.
Eastern New Mexico University in Portales is proud to offer potential students the opportunity to attend ENMU tuition-free with the New Mexico Opportunity Scholarship. And now we're proud to announce the newly created Freshman Hound Housing Room Grant, which will allow students the opportunity to receive up to $3,000 per year off their housing costs when living on the ENMU campus. For more information on how ENMU is making higher education more affordable for you and your family members, visit enmu.edu. Eastern New Mexico University. Student success, that's what we're about.
Devon Energy is proud to support Hobbs High School athletic programs. By partnering with Hobbs, we're making an investment in the long-term future of our community. Sports teach discipline, teamwork, and leadership, skills our youth will use to succeed for a lifetime. From our team to yours, Devon Energy wishes you good luck this season, both on the field and in the classroom. Go Eagles!
NMR Pipeline is a highly qualified, dedicated company. leading in performance with management and employees who've provided over 45 years of service in pipeline maintenance and construction within the oil and gas industry. NMR Pipeline, 300 South Main in Eunice, or call 394-0144 for more information. Again, 394-0144. NMR Pipeline is proud to be a supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics.
We know that you want to make the most out of your time. At Lee County State Bank, we believe banking should be quick and easy. That's why we're proud to provide video banking to our customers. Save time and a trip to the bank and meet with a video banker instead. Getting started is easy. Download the LCSB Connect app, create a profile, bank from anywhere. Not a customer yet? No problem. You can use a video banking app to open an account too. Download the app today and start banking from anywhere.
Visit onlinelcsb.com. Lee County State Bank, member FDIC.
Forest Tire, mile after mile, we've been with you for almost 80 years. Nowadays, it seems like nothing is built to last. Phones, appliances, cars, computers. But the new Michelin Defender 2 tire is designed to outlast. With a quiet and comfortable ride, you'll have the confidence you need on the roads, whether they're wet or dry. So goodbye to short-lived and hello to something that lasts. Forest Tire, keeping you rolling since 1944.
Your comfort is our concern. Tech air conditioning and heating.
Whatever temperatures this summer brings, whether you need a quick fix or an entirely new cooling system, A-Tech Air Conditioning and Heating, your Bryant dealer, will do whatever it takes for your family's comfort.
Your comfort is our concern. A-Tech air conditioning and heating. Call 392-5307. A-Tech.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
First American Bank believes success comes from building personal, long-lasting relationships that are built on mutual trust. We take a consultative-driven approach to get to know you and your business. We offer a wide array of banking and digital solutions, plus more than a century of local experience. So, with First American Bank as your trusted partner, when you succeed, we do too. Find out how we can get it done for you. First American Bank, local first since 1903. Member FDIC.
Divine Energy Services in the Permian Basin. Divine is more than just an amazing partner in the oil field. They are committed to the youth in the Permian Basin as well. From academics to athletics, you can be assured that Divine is supporting it. Remember Divine Energy for all of your oil field needs. Divine Energy Services, supporting the Permian Basin and the Hobbs Eagles since 2006.
Stand by for Hobbs Eagle football on KLEA Hobbs Lovington, KOOL 95.7. It's time for Hobbs Eagle football on KOOL 95.7, the KOOL 95.7 app, the Hobbs Sports YouTube channel, and HobbsAmerica.com. Tonight's game is brought to you by Divine Energy Services, the First American Bank of Hobbs, Lasco Construction, A-Tech Air Conditioning and Heating, and Forest Tire. Hobbs Eagle football is also brought to you by TDS, the Lee County State Bank, NMR Pipeline, Devon Energy, and Eastern New Mexico University. Now, let's take you live to the stadium with Ron Gunter and the voice of the Hobbs Eagles, Ty Friend. It's Hobbs Eagle football on KOOL 95.7, the KOOL 95.7 app, HobbsAmerica.com, and the Hobbs Sports YouTube channel.
Welcome, everyone, to Rio Rancho, New Mexico. It's time for Hobbs Eagle football live on KOOL 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and on the YouTube Hobbs Sports page. Ty Friend, Ron Gunner with you. Tiffany Stuber back at the station. And, Ron, tonight, Supposed to be playing at Rio Rancho High, but we are at Cleveland High School on the other side, just about 5 miles from the road here. But they had a big power outage at Rio Rancho earlier today, and first they thought we might come to Cleveland, then they got their power back up over at Rio Rancho, but then they ended up turning it back over here tonight. So we are playing at Cleveland. Basically what we have is the Eagles versus the Browns, right?
Exactly, because there's a big C right out there. So definitely could be Cleveland Browns, but no, actually the wrong color scheme. So, we'll be playing the Rams, the Rio Rancho Rams, so we'll just have to ignore everything around us and just remember it is the Rams we're playing tonight.
You have to take our word for it. No video tonight, unfortunately. ProView has got the contract. I don't want to get into any details about that. I'm not too happy about that situation, but that's the way it's been the last couple of years. But regardless, we will have the radio broadcast for you. If you didn't get a chance to jump on the ProView with the membership fee, of course, you can listen to us on the radio or hopefully use the audio if you've got the video going on with ProView. But regardless, going to bring you this game. Ron, Hobbs trying to get over a hump. They've had some issues the last couple of weeks. Lost the homecoming affair to Lovington. Come from behind, though. It was a kind of a pretty ugly mess for a while. Right. Hobbs was down 19-7 at half. It was 23 points for Lovington by the end of the 26 at the end of the third quarter. We got 16 then to get back in the ball game, but still they won by 3. Of course, this is a homecoming game tonight for Rio Rancho, so Hobbs trying to spoil that situation up here. But really, Hobbs really getting some problems coming out of the chutes against the Lovington Wildcats in that game. They put in a new quarterback, Owen Callaway, who's a senior this year. That was a switch up there. Did a few good things there, but Hobbs just left the defense on the field way too much, what we've been seeing against Roswell, Artesia, and then Lovington again.
Well, we've been talking about the fact that, in the first half of Hobbs-Eagle games, they tend to try too much, or maybe they're just forgetting about fundamentals. And either way, they get some flags. They also had a couple of turnovers early in that game last week against Lovington. That didn't help them at all. Plus, just trying to move the ball down the field sometimes. But in the second half, Hobbs comes out in a different attitude, it seems like sometimes, because they play a lot better. They play a lot cleaner. There's no penalties. There's fewer turnovers. Unfortunately, there was one last week in the game as they had what looked like it could have been a drive that was going to be the winning drive for the game, but instead, unfortunately, as we know, it was intercepted. So just got to learn how to clean up your mistakes. They definitely cleaned up the penalties. Maybe we'll see them start out with less penalties, less turnovers in this game, and definitely going to focus on that and see what happens from there.
Looking at the numbers last week for the Eagles, Owen Callaway was the starting quarterback, and he hit 50% of his passes, 13 of 26. Hobbs finishing with 173 in the air. In the rushing game, Saul Armendariz, some pretty good numbers, 9 carries for 91 yards, so 10 a pop for him. But after that, really not a lot of rushing to help him out in that part of the game. Hobbs finishing up with 278 yards in total offense. But for Lovington, they got 239 in the passing game and 152 in the running game for their cause as well. So they were just pushing close to 400 yards in the contest for the Wildcats in that win on the road. And, of course, Lovington's one of the up-and-comer lower divisional teams, but looks like they're pretty good with their early pre-district schedule. They like to play a lot of tough, sometimes 6A, 5A, 4A, whatever they can get a hold of, and did get the win there at Watson Stadium. But that game was pretty much in the books, and Coach Stevens wants to move on from there. Again, trying to get the balance with the quarterback situation and try to get some consistency on the offense as well. When you have the turnovers, your defense stays out of the field for a longer amount of time, and that tends to be an issue. Now, tonight, they're going to have the big decision on who they're going to end up having to go against quarterback-wise. They got a Nelson kid and an Ariano kid. Nelson, the last couple of games, has been stepping up for him, and he's more of a runner. He gets around the ends and gets up the field. He's not afraid to take on the defenders, so that's a guy they have to be careful about. But last year, Hobbs faced Ariano at the game that the Eagles won by 10 points, 30-20 down there at Watson Stadium. He played the whole game because Nelson had a leg injury pretty close to that time of the year, didn't play against the Eagles. So Ariano has a lot of experience. They like to go back and forth with those two guys in different games. Ariano's been kind of coming in a backup role the last few, but again, pretty decent record, 3-1. That's kind of a little asterisk next to that. Of course, they know that first game of the season they had La Cueva on their list there, and La Cueva won pretty big, 35-14. But they had an ineligible player that had transferred in from another district. He's only supposed to play JV. They had to report that, and then that game went back to Rio Rancho. So they're sitting at 3-1. Of course, Hobbs 1-3.
Yeah, and it could easily be 2-2, like you said, but because of the forfeit, Rio Rancho is sitting at 3-1. Nelson is a dual threat. He has been running. He ran last week against Oregon Mountain. He was gaining a little over 10 carry, and that makes him a threat. He can also throw the ball. He doesn't do it as much. He had about 90 yards total for last week, but still, he had 3 passing touchdowns, and that's definitely nothing to sneeze at. But, yeah, if we're playing against Nelson, you got to contain him as well as number 10, Raymer, to be able to get him to have to find another target. Either that or he's going to have to go in and do it by his feet. And sometimes, as we do that, after a moment or two, you give the line enough time to be able to set their target on you and be able to tackle you, then you're going to lose the yards more than you are gaining.
Nelson, 3 passing touchdowns to Anthony Raymer, the guy you talked about. Race Ramirez, their top tailback, he had a rushing touchdown in that game. We seen a couple of contests this year that Rio Rancho has a lot of good passing numbers in the first half. There's been 2 games or almost nothing in the passing game in the second half. Now, that might be situational depending on their opponent, but it seems like the quarterback throwing game kind of dissipates a little bit as the last 2 quarters of the game come on. So that's going to be kind of a question mark there to see how that's going to work. Of course, last year we mentioned the victory for Hobbs 30-20 at Watson Stadium. Of course, there's been some graduations since then with the Hobbs Eagles, of course, at quarterback being one of those. Omar Argot no longer with the team. Eagles were up 17-7 at the half in that one, and it was an even 13-13 in the second half. Ariano was the quarterback of that game, 13 of 25 for 107 yards and a touchdown in the air. Anthony Raymer did play for them. He had 3 catches for 26. He was the leading receiver, at least for the returners coming back this year. So they had some pretty decent guys that are back on their roster. The running game, Ariano, 15 carries for 75 yards, so he can run the football as well. We mentioned Ramirez on the team this year again. He had 9 rushes for 39, and Raymer went 7 carries for 20 yards. So lots of guys that played last year back on the squad this year. The Hobbs Eagles, a little bit less of the big names, but we got some people back. Jaquez, he caught 2 passes for 27 yards in that contest. Also, Armendariz got a few rushes. He actually just won 1 for 5 in the game. Hobbs had 281 total yards to 241 for Rio Rancho and got the 10-point win in that game at home. So kind of a close contest, very back and forth for quite a while in that game before the Eagles really pulled it off with a 10-point victory. But again, a lot of graduations, but the big thing for Rio Rancho, the success they're going to have is that they got some very experienced quarterbacks and they can come in at different times.
Yeah, and here's the thing that you got to look at for the Hobbs Eagles. This is a 0-0 team or a game, and anything can happen. And as long as they can keep it under control, start and finish, Hobbs has a really good chance of actually coming out here and getting some victory, or getting a victory and getting some momentum going in. Because, Coach Stevens said that the team is trying to just find out who they are. And really, it's just about a job of picking themselves up and fighting to carry on, keep from going from the chips being down and all that. And they want to improve, of course, as everybody does. And they also want to make their parents as well as the community very proud of this Hobbs Eagles football team. And I think if they come out here, I mean, we'd all like to see them win. But if they can play a close, tight game and they still lose, I think that's a victory in the moral sense.
You look at Hobbs' numbers this season in terms of the passing game, 637 yards, 407 for Beatty, and 224 for Callaway. Just a first start last week, though. Hobbs completing 54% of their passes this season, 5 passing touchdowns and 8 interceptions. You don't want to have more INTs than touchdowns, so that definitely an area that Hobbs is trying to improve on. In terms of receivers so far this season, the leader at this point, Jaquez with 261 yards on 26 catches. He has a yards per game about 65 and a long of 32, so he's the leader at this point. Zach Salcido with 143, and he had one game where he didn't have any catches, but he's starting to come back and taking care of business, and he has 143 yards so far. So those two guys getting close over to 400 yards of receptions this season. The rushing game so far being led by Saul Armendariz at 289, 48 carries this season, averaging 6 a pop. He's definitely well ahead of anybody else at this point. Marion Kennedy has 99 yards on the ground on 12 carries. His 8.3 average for him per carry. Hobbs 486 yards in the running game, again compared to 637, so a little bit more in the throwing that we're seeing so far this season for the Hobbs Eagle offense. If you take a look at some of the defenders on this team on the defensive side, in terms terms of total tackles at this point. A couple of guys in the 40s heading into this week of action. Mr. McPherson, of course, one of the linebackers, he's got 47 so far, and he's had 3 tackles for losses up to this point in time. A lot of good linebackers stepping up. Diaz Castro, he has 42 tackles. Definitely about almost 11 tackles a ball game to lead the cause as well. And a couple other guys thrown in there for the linebacking core. Hernandez with 30. He's got 3 tackles for losses, too, for the Hobbs Eagles. So the linebacking core has really been stepping it up. We got, like you said earlier, though, Ron, we got to get pressure on the Rio Rancho quarterbacks.
Exactly, and that is going to be the key of the game, is to dictate what the Rams can or cannot do. And if you pressure the quarterback as well as get his number one target out of the game, out of sync, out of rhythm, whatever you need to do, then this is going to make it tougher for the Rio Rancho crowd to be able to cheer for their team, especially since it's over here in Cleveland. And it's just going to be one of those long nights for one of these teams.
And it's homecoming, as we mentioned. This Rio Rancho team is 19-4 for homecoming games. Of course, the Eagles and Rio Rancho have only played 4 times in the history. They're 2-2, so they both beat each other twice, so that kind of makes it a little bit more flavor with this squad. Rio Rancho's had some pretty big names when it comes to professional football, because Sean Banks, a former Rio Rancho player, he's on the Green Bay Packers practice squad this year, and Grant Hermans was just released from the New York Jets. He's a free agent offensive lineman, so some pretty big names coming out of Rio Rancho, but right now the Hobbs Eagles want to settle a score here. They got the same record as Rio Rancho is, 2-2 at this point, and want to start to turn around that win-loss record. Again, they've had some tough games. We know Artesia is one of the top in the state out of the 5A. Roswell's another top team in the 5A. Definitely some forces to be reckoned with. Lovington, of course, a little bit lower division, but they're always up near the playoffs of the championship round too. So even though these are smaller division teams, they're some of the best teams in New Mexico that Hobbs has played.
Exactly, they are. And just to throw in a fun fact here, back in 2007, there was a playoff game that happened with Rio Rancho, and that was actually lost, but it was a very close one, 28-21 to Rio Rancho. That was Hobbs Eagles, of course.
So it's going to be a big matchup here. We are playing again at Cleveland High School in Rio Rancho due to a power failure down at Rio Rancho High earlier today. They thought they had it fixed, and now they had to move it over here regardless. So we're right next to the Sandia Mountains on the I-25 heading towards Santa Fe, and there has been some rain clouds in the background. We see a little bit of a lightning burst a little bit further back. I'm not sure if it's within the 10-mile range that we're looking for in terms of a delay. Hasn't been mentioned yet. Right now they're doing the coin toss. Hobbs is wearing the white uniforms with the lemon numbers on the backs there, and we got Rio Rancho with their dark. I believe they're wearing black today. They're usually a green team, but a lot of teams like to use that black, kind of the Vegas Raiders style to try to intimidate. But anyway, we'll see if that really stands up to what they're trying to do out there on the field right now. We're going to take a quick break as the teams are out there for the coin flip. Homecoming for Rio Rancho. The Hobbs Eagles on the road here in the central part of New Mexico. We'll take a quick 60-second break and come back with more Hobbs Eagle football.
Eastern New Mexico University in Portales is proud to offer potential students the opportunity to attend ENMU tuition-free with the New Mexico Opportunity Scholarship. And now we're proud to announce the newly created Freshman Hound Housing Room Grant, which will allow students the opportunity to receive up to $3,000 per year off their housing costs when living on the ENMU campus. For more information on how ENMU is making higher education more affordable for you and your family members, visit enmu.edu. Eastern New Mexico University. Student success, that's what we're about.
Back live here in Rio Rancho, it's Hobbs Eagle football. Eagles come in at 1-3, Rancho at 3-1, so kind of the opposite of the spectrum at this point, but Rio Rancho could easily be 2-2, although that again mentioned the first game of the season, beat by La Cueva, but La Cueva had to give up the game on a forfeit due to an ineligible player on a transfer situation. So, of course, La Cueva, one of the better teams in the state here in the 6A as well, so very tough team to deal with. In terms of Rio Rancho so far this season, lost to La Cueva 35-14. They had a loss to El Paso Eastlake 35-7, so they definitely had some problems against that squad, and that was a road trip for them. Other games they had, El Dorado they beat by 14, 40-26. Arellano passed in that game for just 64 yards in the game, but they still won by 14 in that one. We mentioned Organ Mountain last week, final that 34-7, so pretty much a blowout there for the Rams in that contest. So they're looking pretty decent, as they usually do up this point of the season.
Yeah, one of the things that Coach Stevens actually mentioned before we get this thing started, he was talking about the defense of the Rio Rancho Rams. They are confusing. They can give different looks and keep the quarterback, the opponent, guessing on what kind of look they're going to give. So, with the fast, hurry-up offense, that may or may not be an issue, but still, that is something to think about because the Rio Rancho Rams, they are good at their defense. They can switch it up, and you can play multiple positions for multiple players.
Even with that 3-1 record, though, they have been outscored this season 95-103, so 8 more points given up to their opponents at this point, but they still have a +2 in terms of wins on their record. So we'll see if that has any bearing on anything here, but right now, Eagles will be the receiving team. Again, the storm is starting to come over to Sandia Mountains toward this direction, so we keep seeing the faraway bolts, but hopefully we can keep playing until that becomes more of an imminent threat at this point. And that will be, again, dark uniforms, white numbers for the Rio Rancho Rams. Appears to be a very dark black that they're wearing down there. And Hobbs again with the white uniforms and gold numbers. So here we go. Get ready to kick off on the 40-yard line. You're listening live to HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, KOOL 95.7 Facebook page, and the radio KOOL 95.7. Ready for the kickoff here for the Rio Rancho Rams to get this thing going. And here we go. From Cleveland High School. It's an onside kick, a roller, picked up at the 32, stutter step right, now heading back to the middle, and now not going to get much of return lateral running there for the Eagles, as they will have some good field position to get this thing going, though.
Gabe Henry looked like number 7. That was the one who picked it up, lost a yard on that return, but still was trying to break it to the outside, just couldn't get enough space to do so.
Of course, Henry just a sophomore, and he's got some size out there too, so it's going to be anxious to see him in the next couple of years as he progresses. Hobbs with the first offensive set. They'll have it at their 34-yard or 33-yard line. Twins left, receiver right, single setback for the Eagles. Bring him out in motion from right to left. They'll give the handoff end around and try to get outside is Hawkes to the 35 to the near sideline. 40, stutter steps up the side and is run out of bounds. Looks like past the 45-yard line. That will be a first down pickup. And about 12 for Hawkes to get things going for the Eagles. Good ready to start this one.
Exactly. He broke about 3 or 4 tackles. One of them was like 3 yards in. He was able to juke and turn and be able to get it all the way out. He could have run more, but he ran out of field and ran out of bounds.
Looks like going to back him up just a bit, put him at the 45-yard line. So that's about 11 yards on the first one. 1st and 10 for the Eagles at their 45 left hash. Shotgun. The pass to the right side from Callaway, caught in the backfield, right across the 45, far side, 50, 45 of Rio Rancho, and that'll be a 10-yard pickup. The Eagles are now 1 for 1 in the passing game off a quick throw to the right flat for Callaway, but there's a flag in the backfield, Ron.
And that's never a good sign, as it was Ryan Brown of the Rams who brought him down just short of that first down. But you're like you said, it is against the Hobbs Eagles, the flag is, so that will be negated and come back for a loss.
That was Saul Armendariz that came out of the backfield, floated out in the backfield there, and waited for the football. Looks like a holding penalty in the line of scrimmage, so the first penalty of the contest for the Eagles for 10 yards, and that'll back them up to the 35. Brings up a first down and 20 from the left hash. Hobbs completed their first pass on that one, but brought back on the handkerchief.
Yeah,
Eagles.
We talked about that, too.
Eagles will send 2 receivers right to the left side. Saul Armendariz going to be in the backfield with Callaway, the QB. Oh, it's a rolling snap. I don't know what happened on that miscommunication. Luckily, it got Callaway's attention to dive forward and scoop it up. And it was such a slow roll, Ron, that I don't think even the lines of both teams even saw the ball. And it was just like a flat duck rolling on the turf there.
It looked like when he hiked it back, it hit his thigh or something. But either way, it dribbled out. It was right in front of the quarterback, luckily, so he was able to scoop it up and not do much more than that.
Yeah, because that was not going to get to him 3 or 4 yards in the backfield. Second down, and it'll be about 12 now, or make it 22, I should say, here for the Eagles on that left hash. Twins left and right. Bring a man in motion from left to right. Fake the handoff to him and give it up the middle instead. Armendariz keeps on that left hash and just barrels straight ahead. Looks like he's going to get 5.
Mm-hmm.
So actually, yes, that was Armendariz for 5 yards. That'll move it up to the 38. Hobbs going to get standing up, ready for the next play call here. Don't want to get the Rio Rancho Rams a chance to react. It's going to be 3rd down and 17 for the Eagles at the 38 of themselves here. Twins left and right. Callaway gets a shotgun snap, 3-step drop, steps in, rolls left now. He gets brought down from behind. He's going to lose about 3 yards, and they keep blowing this real loud like a train whistle here. And that's really getting in the heads of the Eagles. -3 for Callaway as he's brought down in the backfield. He had a lot of pressure coming around as he started to dodge out towards the left side in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench. But he's back now behind the 35 at the 34. The Eagles got to be in a punt situation here, unfortunately, for their first drive.
Definitely. They're deep in their own end zone or close enough. They don't want to give Rio Rancho any extra gifts.
As we wait for the snap for the punt here, that will be Brock Beatty, who was the starting quarterback for the first few games of the season. He has two pressures coming on him, but he's able to get a sidewinder up the sideline, left side, in front of the Hobbs bench again. They look like they're going to throw the marker down about the 37-yard line. That's where Rio Rancho will have it on their side of the field, though, and they'll get their first opportunity on offense. We'll see where they're going to mark it here. Looked like a referee threw something down, and then one of the players picked the piece up there, the beanbag. Now he's trying to get everything taken care of. It looks like we'll make it around the 40 instead, as you mentioned. So 1st and 10 for the Rams at their own 40 at the right hash. Still scoreless after a punt by the Eagles. First of the ball game. Back to go at the draw play up the gut. Eagles get a big wall at the line of scrimmage. A little forward progress action there, though. Maybe a yard gain, but Hobbs really clobbering up front. As the ball was handed off up the middle, given up to Ramirez.
And it looks like J.J. Ariano,
yes.
is going to be the quarterback, at least starting off.
They're going to hurry up and get the off. They're going to actually give him 4. How do they get 4 yards on that forward progress? Ariano's going to pass to the out route to the near right sideline to the 50, diving forward for it. That's going to be about a 4-yard pickup, close to a first down. As coming up with the catch for Rio Rancho is Valencia. That'll be his first catch of the game, and he'll move the chains already for Rio Rancho. They're going with the hurry-up offense at the Hobbs Eagle 48-yard line. Ariano going to take the shotgun snap on a double slot. Twins left. We got a whistle as the flags will fly as the going to call the offsides against the Eagles. So already 2 penalties against them for 15 total. And that'll keep it moving into their territory here. Just underway in the first quarter, 9:04 remaining. Both teams are kind of looking around, wondering what the call was here. But we did see the head linesman on that far sideline near the Rio Rancho bench make the call and stop the action. Backs it up now, or moves it forward, I should say, to the 43-yard line of the Eagles. Rancho football. Ariano back in shotgun, a single slot left, 2 receivers left side wide and 1 to the right. Another handoff up the gut, and just plowing ahead once again is Ramirez.
And we're starting to see a little lightning over to our right. So not sure if that's going to be affecting us anytime soon.
Mira's going to get, looks like about 5 on that one. Going to bring up a 2nd down and 1 now at the 39-yard line of the Eagles on the right hash. Still scoreless here at Cleveland High School. Rio Rancho having to use their field tonight due to some power issues at their school. Receiver left and right, slot left. Another hand up the middle and trying to cut left towards the middle of the field. Again is Ramirez, and he's got the first down, just needed a yard. And ends up getting 3 instead. So Ramirez now with 3 carries for 12 yards and gets the first down at the 35 of the Eagles, their second first down of the ball game. Quickly hurry up offense now. Receiver left to right, slot left. Ariano taking the shotgun snap, clapping his hands, and the right side of the line jumping off now for the Eagles. Don't want to start making mistakes like that. The clap is not what you're supposed to be worried about. You want to see the football being hiked there.
Right. Oliver Hill, unfortunately, left his feet and became offsides on that one, giving Rio Rancho, of course, 5 more yards.
That's the 3rd penalty now for 20 total for the Eagles. We talked about penalties in the pregame show and turnovers, and unfortunately, we're not learning our lesson.
No,
1st and goal, or 1st and 5 from the 30. Shotgun Ariano fakes the handoff. He wants to throw. Fade route over the left side of the field to the end zone. Halfway down the end zone. Over the shoulder, but nowhere near the receiver's outstretched arms. That was intended for Anthony Raymer. We talked about him being their best receiver. Incomplete, though, for Rio Rancho on that one.
Manuel Murillo, the senior cornerback, was on him and just made sure that he wasn't able to catch that pass.
Boy, Ariano really aired that one out. Nice spiral on it the whole way from start to finish, but just about 5 yards past his receiver in the end zone. We got some lightning over the Sandia Mountains. 2nd down and 5 now from the 30 of the Eagles. Middle of the field, shotgun Ariano, low snap on the little curl route, caught at the 25, spinning, beating one tackle, but then diving straight forward as coming up with the catch was Valencia. And he's near that first down marker. Close to 4 on that one. Actually going to make it 3. He's going to be short by 1 yard. The Eagles had to stop out there and make a big wrap-up on him. Carlos Jimenez, the left cornerback, in on the play for that. And now it's a 3rd and short for Rio Rancho at the Eagle 26-yard line.
Zayden McPherson also went on that tackle.
With the storm starting to move in, we got some winds picking up. Shotgun, he's going to throw it left flat. Ariano throws it ahead of his running back over there. Luckily for them, it was a forward pass, because if that had been behind, that would have been a fumble. As incomplete, though, for Rio Rancho as they try to get it out there in the left flat to Anthony Raymer, incomplete.
And they're going to have to make a decision. It's 4th and short, 4th and 1 to be exact. They are almost inside the red zone, but not quite enough. I have a feeling that they're going to go for it and try to see if they can push it forward for a first down.
They're 2 for 4 in the passing game for 9 yards. Both receptions by Valencia. 4th down and 1 now at the Eagle, 26 on the right hash. Split formation backfield. Ariano now underneath the center. He's going to give it off to his tailback and get sniffed out right behind the line of scrimmage. Eagles might have even got a fumble, did they? Yes, they did. Out of the pile come the Eagles with the football.
Well, that was a mute point anyway. It would have been Hobbs Eagles ball either way.
Couldn't tell who came up with that when there was a couple of guys in the area that time. Carlos Jimenez was there, and also Gustavo Diaz-Castro, the linebacker. I think he might have been the one that came up with it. So they would have stopped the play anyway. It would have been short by the first down, but a fumble for Rio Rancho, their first turnover.
Yeah, they handed it way back in the backfield, and Hobbs was all over that play.
Quad receivers, 4 to the right side, 1 to the left. They go with the curl route left. The catch is made at the 32, 40, and down to the 41-yard line. That's going to be, it looks like make it a 13-yard pickup on the near left sideline on the curl route. That was Black getting his first catch. So 13 yards for him. Another Eagle first down. Hobbs 1 of 1 in the passing game now. They'll be at the 40. Twins left and right, stacked receivers. Go with the fake handoff. No, they do give it to Armendariz. Tries to head outside to the right, and he meets a major ram wall there at the line of scrimmage. I don't think he got much forward progress. Maybe back to the line if he's lucky. Yeah. He's got a teammate coming in there, shoving players off of him. And there comes a personal foul call on the lineman for the Eagles. I don't know what he was doing. Just came into the pile and started shoving guys off the pile. Oscar Mascarenas lost his cool a little bit there to offensive tackle. And I think he's going to get a 15-yarder against him. You don't want to see the melt, right, we saw there, trying to help out his teammate, but it ended up going to cost him a big penalty.
Well, number 2, yeah, you're right. But number 2 was also just kind of hugging him for the most part from the Rio Rancho side. Not sure exactly why. That was on the Rio Rancho side. That was Elijah. And like I said, I don't know why he was doing it, but I think one of the Hobbs Eagles took offense to that or something and wanted to get him off of his player. You know, they had about 6 Rio Rancho Rams on Saul, so it took a lot to get him down.
Yeah, but he got back to the line of scrimmage but lose 15 on the penalty. Back now at the 21-yard line. 2nd down and 25. They got a man in motion right to left as Hawkes. Fake the handoff to him. Give it up the gut instead. Angling right and spinning down. That's going to be a 6-yard pickup for the Eagles. And that's Armendariz once again. He's going to get 6. That's his 3rd carry for 11 yards. And if this wind doesn't stop blowing, I'm having a fit here, Ron. Right through our press box. This thing looks like the storm is coming right our direction. Hobbs still getting a big hole to dig out of here. 3rd down and 18. They have the ball at their own 33-yard line. 6:08 left first quarter as the Eagles taking on Rio Rancho. Twins left, receiver right, shotgun, back to pass. Callaway dancing in the pocket. Trying to shift left, gets rejected to the ground, tries to throw, and it's knocked around and comes off the hands of the defender. Big guy there at the line of scrimmage to swat that thing down. That was Michael Cordero Gill.
Right.
He's a defensive end senior for Rio Rancho, so an incomplete pass. But, boy, Callaway tried to stay in the pocket as long as he could, kind of shifted a little bit to the left, and then that big kid just put his arms up and knocked the ball down.
Yeah, and, luckily that happened because otherwise if that big kid would have got the ball, it could have been at least a first and almost goal, if not a touchdown, if you could have rambled it in.
Yeah, he would have been at about the 30 and went up the right sideline with no touch on the recovery for the Eagles to try to get him down. Boy, they keep blowing those bullhorns, and that is completely messing everything up. The punt is away. It'll take a roll. Beatty gets rid of it, and it's past the 40. Eagles have got out 6 guys around there to swat it down at the 38-yard line. So nice little punt there. At least backs up Rio Rancho behind the mid-stripe. But they do have some good field position with 5:47 remaining. Boy, that big loud bullhorn thing that they keep blowing, I'm not sure if they have a microphone on it. It sounds like a train horn. And that's really starting to get on people's nerves out there on the field. I'm surprised the refs haven't shut that down by now.
I have a feeling it's just the fact that it echoes a little bit. We're not in much of a valley, but still it echoes just enough.
Second punt of the game for the Eagles. Again, the 40, I'll make it the 38 is where they're going to mark it at. Hobbs has 5 in the front box there defensively. Twins right, 1 receiver left as we're waiting for a shotgun for Ariano. Whitecap official was over there talking to Rio Rancho for some reason on their sideline. Now he's back on the play call here. Go with a little option look, kept by the quarterback. Ariano comes down the middle and gets spun around as he falls forward. And looks like they're going to give him about 4 on the forward progress, make it 5 for the quarterback. Or correction, no, Nelson just checked in.
That's what I thought. I was thinking I was seeing number 8, Mr. Nelson. And that was Diaz Castro that brought him down for the Hobbs Eagles.
Yeah, we mentioned they have interchangeable quarterbacks for this Rio Rancho team. Second out and 5 now. Twins right, a couple receivers left as well. Nelson waiting for that shotgun. Claps his hands, 2-step drop back at the 35. He's got to spin away from pressure, but to the left side, backpedaling from the 25, chucks it up the sideline and drops it at the feet of his receiver, who was kind of going out of bounds at the 45, incomplete. Just had to get rid of it. Jace Pitt was the intended receiver. Hobbs had some good coverage, but that quarterback had pressure on him and just tried to loft it out of there to get out of the way in the left sideline in front of the Rio Rancho bench, incomplete.
Yeah, he eluded one rush, but couldn't elude another one, so he went ahead and launched it, like you said, and saved it down for 3.
Hobbs had a bunch of guys in there that time, and, of course, led with the troops in front by Tristan Davis, the linebacker. Third down and 5 now for the Rams. As going up underneath the center, telling a few words to his line, Noah Nelson now back in shotgun. Twins left and right. 2-step drop, steps up in the pocket, shifts right. He's looking to run with it out of the 40, angles to the 45 and tiptoes out of bounds. Not getting much, a lot of lateral running that time. Looks like 3 for Nelson, but it looks like he's going to put the Rams in a punt situation here.
Yeah, Nelson was looking to see if he could pass it. That would be what we know as a coverage sack, simply because he could not find his receiver, or at least one that was open. So he ended up running it out of bounds and going to 4th and short.
Looks like both offenses kind of trying to feeling themselves out at this point. 4th and about 1, as you mentioned. And they're showing a punt situation here, but you never know. With this close near the 50-yard line, I think they might want to go for it here. Hobbs is going to send 5 to the front box. Looks like they're going to go for it, trying to get a long, hard snap count here to get the Eagles' defensive front to jump off, but the hard count doesn't work. So they're going to have to reset here. And we'll see what the field clock. I guess they don't have a field clock working here at Cleveland High School, so it's on the referees to make the decision on how long he's taken. Delay handoff, trying to scamper right, and looks like might be short of the first down. They get the football off to Ramirez, and the Hobbs Eagles come out to this near sideline and take care of business. Gang tackling, but I think they gave him the forward progress on that one. The first man on the scene for the Eagles, first responder, looked like he had the initial stop, Kenyon Johnson, one of the big men for the Eagles up front. They're going to give him, 2 yards, barely falling forward on that one for Ramirez. He's got 4 carries for 14. That will be a 3rd first down for the Rams. And they're very close to the 50-yard line at the 49, still on their side of the field, though. Here they go back to the line of scrimmage, a hurry-up offense, receiver left and right, slot left. Nelson will take the snap, give it up the gut. And there's that little running back, Ramirez, is hand the ball up the middle on the dive, trying to get the gap through there. But he gets maybe 2 yards, make it 3. If they pulled a few people with them, they're going to stop him at the 48.5. So 3 yards for Ramirez. He's pretty much the go-to guy at this point with 16 total, 5 carries. And a 2nd down and 7 now for the Rams at the Eagle 48-yard line.
About 3 different defenders for Hobbs was able to bring him down, keep him short on the distance of his run.
These drives really run the clock, too. 3 minutes left, first quarter, still scoreless. Shotgun, Nelson comes up with his tailback, hands off at the last second, and just powers through around the right hash marks to the 45. Looks like another 3 there for Ramirez, make it 4, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 3.
Tristan Davis is the one that brought him down from the back. Was able to shorten that run.
Ball's going to be placed just shy of the 44-yard line on the right hash on a 3rd and long, 2.5 to get. Got to get up to about the 41-yard line of the Eagles. Aaron Hobbs territory now are the Rams. Single receiver left, 2 on the short side in front of the Hobbs bench right. They bring 1 in motion. Going to flick it out to him. He's going to go around the left end, stretch it out to the 40, 35, breaks the tackle, 30, 25, and scampers out at the 25-yard line.
Yep, that's Raymer all right.
Looks like he's going to get about 18 unless they say he went out even sooner. We're going to wait for the mark. Looks like they're going to back it up just a bit. 13 for Raymer. So Raymer with his first carry. He's one of their best receivers as well, and that will be another first down. 4 total for Rio Rancho, and they'll have it now at the Eagle 31 on the left hash. Clock to 2:18 left, first quarter. Stop clock due to the out of bounds. Twins right, receiver left. Shotgun, Nelson with the quarterback keeper. He's going to head to the left side of the line, puts his head down, battering ram style, and he's able to plow ahead for a few more there. Total of 3 there for the quarterback Nelson. 3 carries for 11 yards.
And that was a nice 5-yard play, but Hobbs just able to get him in, keeping him under his 10.8 average.
Of course, the defensive side of the line there really having to step up because that's pretty much where he put his head down and went that time. It's coming up with the help. Zakiah Waugh, defensive tackle. 2nd down and 5. Twins right, receiver left. Shotguns. 3-step drop for Nelson. Dumps it in the left flat. Caught at the 30. 25, 20 up the sideline. That's a little running back out there. And it looks like he's going to have enough for the first down. What was Race Ramirez.
Right. And
they're going to say he stepped out, though. So they're going to give him only about 3 on that one. It looked like he was going up the sideline for quite a ways that time, but he came up a little short as he stepped out. They are now 3 of 6 in the passing game for 12 yards. 3rd down, about 2.5 now for the Rams at the Eagle 23-yard line. Clock to 1:40 left, first quarter. Stack receivers, 2 to the right, 1 to the left side. Back in shotguns, Nelson. Delay handoff, heading left. Ramirez to the 20, trying to stretch it out, gets the first down and then some. Looks like he's got 6. As Ramirez has just had his 7th carry of this first quarter and has 27 yards on the ground, and that will be the 5th first down for the Rams. Move it up to the 17-yard line of the Eagles' territory.
Manuel Morero is the stopper for the Hobbs Eagles. Was able to get that before he went and gained more yards.
In the red zone now, the Rio Rancho Rams, 1:20 and counting in the first quarter, trying to get the first score of the ball game. They'll send 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Here comes a shotgun snap for Nelson. Fakes the handoff, throws it around the left corner of the end zone. A leaping catch over the shoulder. I think it's going to be a touchdown. Yep, it is, and that will be for 17 yards. And that's a connect for the Rams over to Jace Pitt for 17 in the touchdown. First score of the ball game. And the fireworks are in the air here for the Rams. They'll go with the PAT off the pass from Nelson, 17 yards to Pitt. As they're going to wait the kick here for the Rams. Again, on their arch rivals field here, Cleveland High School. Took a lot of time to get the first score of the ball game. Here comes the snap on the PAT, a low one. The kick is up, and the kick is good as putting it through the uprights for the Rams. Bryson Srotchecker. 1:12 left, first quarter. It's Rio Rancho 7, your Hobbs Eagles nothing. We'll be back in 30 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Devon Energy is proud to support Hobbs High School athletic programs. By partnering with Hobbs, we're making an investment in the long-term future of our community. Sports teach discipline, teamwork, and leadership. Skills our youth will use to succeed for a lifetime. From our team to yours, Devon Energy wishes you good luck this season, both on the field and in the classroom. Go Eagles!
Rio Rancho on the board first with 1:12 left, first quarter. A 17-yard pass from Nelson to Pitt, but took quite a bit of time for it to get that way. Kind of a nip-and-tuck game up to that point, and still not really nobody in the driver's seat except for the points on the scoreboard.
Exactly. I mean, the only thing that has happened so far is Hobbs has made a few mistakes. Rio Rancho has not. They've been able to keep a steady drive going twice, but this time around they go ahead and get the points on the board, 7-0. Hobbs needs to return it just like they did last week.
53 yards rushing for Rio Rancho, and a total of 29 in the air. For the Hobbs Eagles right now, they've got 12 yards in rushing and 1 pass completion to Black for 13. 1 for 2 in the passing game. Eagles are going to get the ball back here momentarily after the kickoff. They had an onside to start it. Here's another one. A roller goes past the 20 and gets dropped for a second, picked up by the Eagles. Stop and go, and diving to the right hash. Going to be about a 2-yard return for Hobbs. And bear with us, we got a lot of those gold numbers that are very hard to see. We actually call them lemon numbers.
That was Saul Armendariz.
Yep, that was Armendariz, the 2-yard return. Hobbs will get it close to about the 20-yard line. They might have put him forward a little bit. Yep, 22. So not much more than what you get on a touchback, but at the same time, Rio Rancho keeping the ball on the ground on the onside kicks. They do a lot of rolling, but takes the Eagles a time to scoop them. Twins left and right for Hobbs in the receiving core as Callaway goes back in shotgun. Gets a good snap, one-step drop, steps up pocket, dancing around, lets it loose on the right sideline, but overthrows his receiver at the Rio Rancho 40. He had double coverage down there, too. A long shot there, as that was intended for Jaquez. And staying with him, shoulder pad to shoulder pad. Actually, probably had a better chance to INT it because it went by the Eagle receiver. It was Diego Montano, the corner. Incomplete for the Eagles. Hobbs 1 of 3 in the passing game for 13 yards.
Yeah, about 5 yards over his head. Just wasn't able to get there. Not sure if it was communication, just a bad route. Not sure, but didn't happen.
Second out and 10 from the 22. Twins left and right, both stacked up. Low snap, picked up by Callaway. Putting his shoulder down just to get away from the pressure and goes down. He's going to be dropped for about a 2-yard loss. Nothing he could do on that when the ball was rolling towards him. So he'll lose 2. And that's going to get the Eagles now a 3rd down and 12.
So that is the second time we've had a bad connection on the handoff. Not the handoff, but
snap.
Snap, yeah.
So we go now with the 3rd and 12. The hurry-up offense from the 20. Twins left and right. They're going to call out of it with the audible now. They look to the sidelines of Coach Stevens, who's back at the 12, in the backfield along with his players. And waiting for that long snap count. 2-step drop. Callaway steps up, fires the post route. Caught at the 35. Breaking a tackle. Hawkins 40, 45, 50. Rams 40, 35 up the sideline. 30, 25. And brought down at the 20-yard line. From the 20 to the 20. Big time run for him. So he definitely is getting the Eagles where they need to be.
He had one man to beat. Unfortunately, wasn't able to, but still a big, big gain for Hawkins.
61 yards for Hawkins on the catch. Actually, breakaway after catching the football. And that's going to be a 1st down for the Eagles deep in Rancho territory in the red zone at the 19-yard line on the right hash. 4 receivers lined up straight across on the left, 1 on the right side, and Callaway by himself in the backfield. But that will run out the first quarter clock before the snap. But the Hobbs Eagles in business with a big pass play to Hawkins. And we go to the second quarter. Rio Rancho 7, your Hobbs Eagles nothing. Come back with it in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Are you there?
NMR Pipeline is a highly qualified, dedicated company, leading in performance with management and employees who've provided over 45 years of service in pipeline maintenance and construction within the oil and gas industry. NMR Pipeline, 300 South Main in Eunice, or call 394-0144 for more information. Again, 394-0144. NMR Pipeline is proud to be a supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics.
Rio Rancho leads 7-0 as we start the second quarter here in Rio Rancho at Cleveland High School, although Rio Rancho is using their field tonight due to a power failure at their own high school. But Hobbs Eagles back in business. A 61-yard pass from Owen Callaway to Jaquez as he broke some tackles and headed up down the far right sideline in front of the Rio Rancho bench. Hobbs in the 19-yard line of the Rams as we get going here in the second quarter of the 1st and 10 on the right hash. Callaway back in shot. He sends 2 receivers left and 1 to the right side in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench. Taking his time here on the snap count. He'll bring a man in motion. Jaquez going from right to left. Fake the handoff to him. Give it instead to Armendariz. Angling right. Gets somersaulted across the line of scrimmage heading to the right sideline. And maybe gets about 2 on the forward progress. So it looks like 2 for him. And that'll be his 3rd carry. Make it 4th carry for 7 yards total. And coming over from that left side of the line for the Rams defense, that big kid, Michael Cordero Gill, the defensive end. 2nd down and 8 now from the 18-yard line. Shotgun, back to pass. Callaway going to throw the slant route, diving catch. Nope, the ball comes out at the last second. I don't think they're going to say he had control of it, but no. Diving down like he was coming home on the baseball diamond there and almost came up underneath. It was Jaquez again, incomplete that time. Hobbs now 2 of 5 for 74 yards from Owen Callaway at QB. And now a 3rd down and 9 for the Eagles, still at the 18 of the Rio Rancho Rams. Definitely want to come away with points on this drive here in the second quarter. 4 receivers left, 1 to the short right side. They'll bring that man in motion. They're going to give the handoff around the left end, trying to stretch it out, putting his head down, getting tripped up and falling forward, though. A 3-yard pickup for the Eagles, but that's going to be well short of the first down. That's Saul Armendariz in motion that time. So Armendariz picks up, looks like 4, and now with 11 yards on the ground, Armendariz on 5 carries. So that brings up a 4th down and 6 for the Hobbs Eagles. Boy, obnoxious PA announcer here. He likes to do some yodeling on the announcements here, and can't even hear yourself think. 4th and 6 for the Eagles. Shotgun. Callaway back to pass. Stays pocket. Gets pressure. He's going to chuck it towards the back of the end zone. Right corner.
Yes.
Up in the air for the touchdown. And slamming the ball down. Spiking it. Oh, don't get the penalty marker here. That was Hawkes. Just wait for the football. That'll be a 19-yarder after he caught it. Over the right corner of the end zone. He slammed the ball to the turf, but I guess the referee didn't see it.
Well, either way, that was a nice pass. He was even under duress a little bit. How to fight off a defender was getting hit as he threw the ball. It looked like it was going to be a nice little pass, so it hit his receiver on the money, and that was a great touchdown.
That was a 16-yarder, actually, for Hawkes, waiting for that catch to match his 61-yarder, so kind of reverse the digits there. Kick is up and good for the PAT provided by Braddock Beatty, and we've got a tie ball game. 10:47 left, second quarter. Rio Rancho 7, your Hobbs Eagles on the road 7. We'll be back in 30 seconds on KOOL 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and the KOOL 95.7 Facebook page.
We know that you want to make the most out of your time. At Lee County State Bank, we believe banking should be quick and easy. That's why we're proud to provide video banking to our customers. Save time and a trip to the bank, and meet with a video banker instead. Getting started is easy. Download the LCSB Connect app. Create a profile, bank from anywhere. Not a customer yet? No problem. You can use a video banking app to open an account too. Download the app today and start banking from anywhere.
Visit onlinelcsb.com. Lee County State Bank, member FDIC.
We got a tie ball game here in Rio Rancho. Hobbs and the Rams, 7-7 your score after a 16-yard touchdown pass from Owen Callaway to Mr. Hawkes. Big catches for him so far. He's got a couple, 77 in terms of receptions. Hobbs is now 3 of 6 in the passing department for 90 yards. Definitely where they're going to the offense at this point to get this thing tied up.
Looks like this is going to be a short kick.
Getting ready for the kickoff. And it is an onside kick. You got it right there, Ron, as it is piled up, though, for the Rams at their 47. That's going to be some real good field position. So that might have backfired just a bit for the Eagles. That was a cover-up there by Andrew Gustafson. He's an outside linebacker, normally a starter on defense, but they got some big hands men out there. And by a big, I should actually say he's big. I don't know about the hands, but they wanted a dominating presence up front. But that's some real good field position for the Rams.
It is. It's near mid-position, or near midfield, I should say. And that gives them a short field to work with.
Nelson in shotgun, twins right, receiver left. Single setback, bring a man in motion right to left. It's going to be a keeper by the quarterback, Nelson, but he's met the backfield. Don't even think he got back to the line of scrimmage.
Barely.
He'll be lucky maybe. I don't think he's going to get much on that if his knee went down, but he got swallowed up quickly. He's down. Somebody's down hurt. It might be him.
No, it's not him. It's number 58 of the Rams. And that looks like it is Jose Ontiveros.
Tristan Davis, the man that got through for the Eagles and put a hurting on Nelson that time. It looks like they're not going to give him any loss on the play. I didn't think he got back to line of scrimmage, but 0 for Nelson thanks to Davis. Again, the Rio Rancho player's flat on his back right now about the 45-yard line, and they have the training staff out there to deal with it. We'll take a quick 30-second break. 10:34 left here in the second. We're tied at 7. Rio Rancho and Hobbs. Come back with us.
Forest Tire, mile after mile, we've been with you for almost 80 years. Nowadays, it seems like nothing is built to last. Phones, appliances, cars, computers. But the new Michelin Defender 2 tire is designed to outlast. With a quiet and comfortable ride, you'll have the confidence you need on the roads, whether they're wet or dry. So goodbye to short-lived and hello to something that lasts. Forest Tire, keeping you rolling since 1944.
Welcome back to Rio Rancho. Still a Ram player down hurt, and it looks like they're going to take a while to deal with that. 7-7 your score, Eagles and the Rams. And we'd like to thank our sponsors of Hobbs Eagle football throughout the season.
Definitely starting out with Devon Energy, Eastern New Mexico University, Forest Tire, A-Tech Air Conditioning and Heating, First American Bank of Hobbs, NMR Pipeline, Lee County State Bank, Divine Energy Services, Lasso Construction, and TDS.
So they're helping out the Rio Rancho Ram as we speak, and he's got a lot of help to take him off the field. I keep thinking I see a 52, and I don't see that on the roster. They got the right number all covered up right now as he's limping off, and I don't think he's going to come back in this game. He looks like he's in a pretty bad situation right now. It looks like one of his legs is hurt there. It looks like the right leg.
And that was 58.
Okay, 58 is the man, and that is Jose Ontiveros. You mentioned that earlier. That's their center, so that's going to be a big difference for the Rams now facing a 2nd down and 10. Trips left, receiver right, shotgun to Nelson. 5-step drop all the way back to the 35. Dumps it in the right flat to the original line of scrimmage. Cutting up the right side of the 40, 35, 30, and finally brought down at the 28-yard line. It looks like that's going to be about a 26-yard pickup there. And coming out of the backfield for Rio Rancho was Ramirez.
Took 2 defenders for Hobbs to bring him down, but nevertheless, he was able to find some open field and make that first down.
Hurry up offense, a 26-yarder on that play at the 29 now. The Eagles got a right man on the line, defensive line, jumping off sides, and now we're having some issues with those handkerchiefs flying out. Eagles not watching the football, a couple of them that time, and that's going to cost them another 5 as they get the penalty thrown there on the right side of the line. Canyon Johnson for a 5-yarder. Hobbs has all the penalties up to this point for 40 yards. 5 total, 40 yards in yardage added on to that.
Actually, I think they picked that one up.
Yeah, what the heck was that all about? They had the flag flying over there at the head linesman, so go ahead and erase the 5. Sorry to Mr. Johnson on that one. Twins left, 1 receiver to the right side, a slot right. Looked like Nelson, the quarterback, went over and looked over his coach on the sideline there. Now he's talking to his lineman. Backs up to shotgun. Claps his hands, a high shotgun. Throws it down the right corner over there at the out route to the 15, or make it the 5. No, it is the 15-yard line. Valencia with the catch. That's going to be about a 13-yarder for Valencia.
Yeah, that was a quick pass to the right. He just zip-lined it over there, and Valencia was able to catch it and make another first down.
3 catches for 22 yards for Valencia. That's 7 first downs. A total of 6 receptions now for Rio Rancho. They quickly get back up to the line of scrimmage. A 1st and 10 now from the 17. Clock to 9:52 remaining, second quarter. We're tied at 7. Stack 2 receivers far left, 1 to the right side of the short in front of the Rams bench. Nelson pulls out of the play, call at the audible, looks over to his coach Pino on the sideline, second-year coach for the Rams. Kind of walking around the backfield, gets an adjustment from his tailback back there as well. Of course, that is Ramirez. Takes it up the middle. Quarterback takes it up the gut. Lost the football in front of him about 2 yards straight. And the Eagles look like they got a recovery for the second fumble. This time from Nelson. Eagles are pretty excited about that one. Is coming up underneath the pile for the Hobbs Eagles. One of the linebacking core, Gustavo Diaz-Castro. The second fumble turnover for Rio Rancho. This one going to the Hobbs Eagle red zone.
Yeah, and it's way deep in their territory. However, that does stop the drive. So that means that Rio Rancho comes up with no points on that drive. Hobbs has a chance to come back and get the lead.
Yep, 7-7 your score, 9:47 left, second quarter. Trips right, receiver left. Going to be O'Callaway in the shotgun with Armendariz. Throws a quick sideline shot to the far left across the 20, and that'll be about an 8-yard pickup, stand in bounds for the Eagles. Definitely a good quick throw there from Owen Callaway. That was, I believe, Jaquez on that far left sideline.
Not focus on that number of his.
No, actually it was Black. Black got the catch out there. Excuse us, we're way far away from the field, and yellow lemon numbers out there. They're going to give Black 8 on that reception. His first or second catch, 21 yards for him. The Eagles are now 4 of 7 in the passing game. 2nd down and 2 now from the 20-yard line. Shotgun to Callaway, trips right. He's going to have to shift over to the left side, but he's brought down to the backfield. A big bear hug from behind. He's going to lose a couple of yards on that one. Nothing doing. Coming through the line of scrimmage to put a big bear hug on the backside of him was Abe Hoffman. The nose guard got through, and that's going to be a loss of 2 for Callaway. Callaway's been dropped 4 times in the backfield. Not all of them his fault either, for a -9 at this point. He's getting some pressure coming from the line of scrimmage from Rio Rancho. 3rd down now and 8 for the Eagles. Back at the 17, shotgun, Callaway throws a slant route, the diving catch at the 27. That will be a first down.
Yes.
Be about 11 yards, too.
Just barely. He did have to drop to get that one. It was a little low. He would have been able to catch that in stride. Who knows how far he would have been able to get. However, he did get the first down.
See who they got on the catch there. Isaiah Rodriguez getting his first catch for 11 yards to match his uniform number. And that'll be the 4th first down for the Eagles. They are 5 of 8 in the passing game. 1st and 10 now from the 26. Shotgun to Callaway with the comeback curl route to the 32 near sideline. And they're going to be wrestled down there. Hobbs going to get about 4 on that one.
Jaquez was the one that caught that one. Another quick route, trying to just chip away at this Rams defense.
7 yards for Jaquez. He's got 3 catches now for a total of 84 yards. Eagles as a team now at 105 in the passing game. 2nd down and 3 for the Hobbs Eagles at the 33-yard line. They tied up 7-7 with the Rio Rancho. 7:40 left, second quarter. Twins left and right. Put a man in motion. Hawkins from right to left. Fake the handoff to him. Callaway dumps out in the right flat. Caught at the 30, across the 32, down to the 34. And that might be back to the original line of scrimmage and not much more.
Colton Baca in on the stop for the Rio Rancho Rams.
Coming out of the backfield for the Eagles to make that catch, so Armendariz. I don't think he got any on that play, though. Just got back to the line of scrimmage, so 0 for that.
Yeah,
Wasn't caught ball, though. He's now the Eagles 7 of 10 in the passing game, 70% completion. 3rd down and 3 now for the Eagles at the 33. Twins left and right. Callaway going to bring Hawkins in motion again. Fake the handoff to him. Give it to Armendariz. A tailback, but he is sniffed out in the backfield. They had a bunch of black jerseys get through there quickly and completely walloped him in the backfield. And initially hit by Elijah Garbidian, one of the outside linebackers. And he's going to get dropped for about a 4-yard loss that time.
Yeah, that defense was all over him. Gave him, as soon as he got the ball, the defense was on him and brought him down.
This will be the 4th or 3rd punt of the game for the Eagles with 6:30 left in the second, still tied at 7-7. They're going to have one back deep for Rio Rancho back at the 35-yard line on their side of the field. Got a man in motion for the Eagles from right to left. And they got a pressure coming on. They're going to throw the football on the right out route to the 40, but it drops short. They chucked it. Beatty is, again, one of the quarterbacks for the Eagles. And kind of diving back forward, looking for the football, I believe, for the Eagles was Gabe Henry, I believe.
Right.
And it was incomplete. He tried to come back to it. Kind of a wobble throw there, and some pressure coming from Rio Rancho in the backfield, but incomplete. And now the Eagles giving Rio Rancho a gift here, as the ball will be at the Eagle 27-yard line with a tie score.
The gamble did not pay off, and now they've got to stop Rio Rancho once again.
Actually make it the 30-yard line. Trips right, receiver left on the short side in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench. Back to shotgun as Nelson has one man behind him. Ramirez, high snap. Delay handout to Ramirez right up the middle. He just jumps through the hole and tries to high step some people through the 25. And looks like he's going to get about 7 on that one, maybe 8. Make it 6 now for Ramirez.
Kenyon Johnson in on the stop for the Hobbs Eagles.
Now make it 7. Ramirez has a total now of 8 carries for a total of 34 yards. 2nd down and 3. Now at the Eagle 25. Nelson back to shotgun. Twins left, receiver right. High snap again. Hands it out to Ramirez, who does a spin and gets up and keeps moving. Looked like he went down to the ground. Might have fumbled the football. He's close to a first down. Needed to get 3 or make it 4 to the 20. I think he recovered it, though, but he's going to be shy of the first down. Or no, maybe they're going to give it to him.
Nope. It is going to be about a foot short.
So about 3 yards for Ramirez, but after a fumble there, they've already fumbled it twice to the Eagles. They might be bringing the chains in on this one. I think you're going to go ahead and make it an eyeball. Nope. They're trying to get the chains. Nope. We're going to go ahead and give him the first down. 4 yards for him. That will move the chains for the Rams. Their 8th first down. And they're going to get the football at the Eagle 20-yard line. Midfield, or middle of the field, I should say. First down for the Rams. They can get another first at the 10. Still 7-7 your score. Twins left, receiver right. Nelson still at quarterback for the Rams. Hobbs has 4 in the box. Good snap this time. 4-step drop. He's going to throw the out route behind his receiver on the far right sideline, as that pass was intended for Anthony Raymer, incomplete. Raymer hasn't caught a pass in this game yet, and he's one of their best receivers on the season. They're now 6 of 10 in the passing game.
And that pass was behind Raymer. He was in stride, was crossing the field, and just unfortunately had run past it, or fortunately for the Hobbs Eagles, wasn't able to get to it, and that was an incomplete.
Stops the clock exactly at 5 minutes left, second quarter. We're tied at 7-7. A quick first half going on here in Rio Rancho tonight. Receiver left, receiver right, far split for both of them. Got a slot on the left side for Rio Rancho, and Nelson back in shotgun. Two men shift over now to the right side of the line, including the slot back. So definitely got some power look on the right side. And then they stop. Nelson going to look to his sideline. Boy, they're getting a lot of field clock action here, and you think they'd be getting close to a delay of game. Still waiting for the shotgun snap is Nelson. Gets a good one. He's going to run himself around the right end. Gets a block outside. Gets around two defenders who do some wallops to the ground, but he goes around them, and he's going to pick up a pretty hefty carry on that one. Not a first down. He did go out of bounds, so they're going to mark him back a little bit more than I thought they would on that one. So 3-yard pickup for the quarterback, Nelson. He's got a total of 6 carries now for 18 yards, 3 a pop.
Manuel Murillo was the one that actually ran him out of bounds to save him from that first down.
Yeah, left corner back there in front of the Rio Rancho bench, far left or far right side. Rams take a little bit more time getting play calls in now. 3rd down and 7 from the Eagles' 17-yard line. 4:54 left in the half. We're tied at 7. Stop clock due to going out of bounds. Receiver left and right, split wide. Shotgun for Nelson. A high one came down with a 2-step drop. He's being chased. Rolling left to the 30, 25 to the near sideline. He's going to let it go to the goal line, but almost threw an interception. Wide open Hobbs Eagle there, diving at the goal line, trying to come across to make the catch. Been a nice pickoff there for the Eagles, but receiver was in the end zone. This throw was about the 1 or 2 yard line. Diving attempt for the Eagles by Javen Hernandez, the deep DB on that one. And, boy, almost gave the ball right back to the Eagles on the throw.
Yeah, made Nelson have to roll out. Had 2 defenders on him, plus he had 2 more after he rolled out. Wasn't able to get his footing nearly as he probably wanted to, and had to launch the ball. Otherwise, he would have lost some yardage, and came up with an incompletion. Fortunately for them, because otherwise it would have been an INT.
4th down and 7 for the Rams. Looks like they want to go for it at the Eagles' 17. Twins left and right. Shotgun Nelson. 2-step drop. He steps up in the pocket, fires the out route, but overthrows his receiver. He was going to the end zone with it. The receiver went on the out route to the 5, right sideline, and Hobbs dodges a bullet there as they came up steadfast on defense. Had some good coverage out there on that far sideline as well. The man that was keeping stride there was Carlos Jimenez. We mentioned his name several times. Incomplete. Hobbs turnover on downs to them.
Not only that, but it also went right through his hands. He could have easily gotten that interception. However, it went through his hands. He wasn't able to get it. So it is going to be now 1st and 10 for the Hobbs Eagles.
Rams looking a little bit stale on offense. They've had 2 fumbles and a turnover on downs. Eagle football at the 17. Shotgun, handoff, Armendariz up the gut, left hash, and he's going to move the wall in front of him. He's going to pick up maybe a little less than halfway on that first down there as he just took the head down low and let his front line help him out there. They're going to give him, looks like, just 5 yards on that. I thought he'd get a little bit more out of it on that, but Armendariz is going to take what he can get.
Right, exactly. He did earn every single yard on that run.
7 runs for 12 total in the rushing game. Shotgun again, right back to Armendariz. No, yeah, they do give it away. It looked like possibly that was pulled out by Callaway as he headed right, but Armendariz gets it instead. I think Callaway would have got a little bit more, a little bit of open gap on that right side around the end. No gain on the play for the running back.
It is very possible that, if he had kept that ball, he could have gotten at least a couple of yards. Maybe not a first down, but still would have done a little bit better in Saul. However, that's the way it goes sometimes. You try things out. Sometimes it works, sometimes they don't.
3rd and 5 from the 22-yard line. Eagles going to get 2 receivers left, one to the right side. Shotgun for Callaway. 2-step drop, throws a quick post route to the 30. That's good for the first down, and then some. Looks like about 10 on the pickup up the middle off that quick post.
Deshaun Franklin was the one that came up with that snag.
That's going to be his first catch of the ball game, so 10 yards for him. That will move the chains. 5th first down for the Eagles. They're now 8 of 12 in the passing game. So now Hobbs has had 4, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 receivers have had catches in this game.
3:20 on the clock.
32-yard lines, tied up at 7. Shotgun, Callaway at the pump fake. He's going to let it fly with a nice spiral over the shoulder. In stride, Hawkins at the 35, but it bounces off his shoulder pad through 2 defenders that time. And, boy, they got sandwich action there, almost making a catch as Hawkins at the 35 of Rio Rancho. So that would have been about a 33-yard reception, but good pressure, the double team for Rio Rancho.
It was near perfect. It just didn't quite get to the receiver. He had to work over the defender, which was Jeremy Baca at the time.
Two defenders in the...
Yes, exactly. And just didn't quite get it to the receiver.
Second down and 10 for the Eagles at the 33-yard line of their own. With 3:12, that did stop the clock on the incomplete passer in the second quarter. Twins right, receiver left. 4 in the box for the Rio Rancho defense. And Callaway back at shot. Hand off to Armendariz up the middle, angling left down to the 40. So he's going to get 7, or maybe a little bit less than that.
6 or 7.
Yep, they're going to give him 7. So Armendariz is going to add his best run of the game right there. And he's got now 19 yards on the ground, and a third down, long 2 for the Eagles. They'll be at their own 40.5-yard line. Clock to 2:47 and ticking here in the second quarter. Tied at 7. Trips left, receiver right. By himself in the backfield is Callaway. Bring him out in motion from right to left. They'll fake the handoff, and here comes Callaway to the right side. A little bit of misdirection there, and he gets sackled down quickly and maybe got to the line of scrimmage. I think he fell forward for maybe a yard if he's lucky on the progress.
He ran right into 2 defenders. They were just standing there.
They're going to give him forward progress. Give him about 2.5 for the first down. Very liberal spot on that one. We'll take it. So that will move him ahead for the first down. The 6th of the game for the Eagles, and more importantly, keeps the drive going from the 43-yard line with 2:25 remaining in the half, tied at 7.
And that was the goal.
2 receivers left, 2 to the right side. Callaway back with Armendariz in the backfield. Long snap count, 2-step drop, stays pocket, firing the post route, almost gets an INT at the 40 of Rio Rancho. A high throw as he was trying to get it out there for the Eagle receiver, as that was Black. But, boy, Rio Rancho tasting that one as they had a secondary guy getting up high in the air and almost had a chance to pull that one down.
Bryson Stohecker looks like he was the one that had his hands on it, just could not grab that ball. Fortunately for the Hobbs Eagle fans, now it is second down. We've got about 2:10 to go in this half. So they're working on the clock, trying to see if they can get that drive to finish with a touchdown.
Callaway 8 of 14 in the passing game for the Eagles. Second down and 10 now from the 43. Still on their side of the field, though. Twins left and right. Callaway looks at both sets of receivers, get them set. 2-step drop, steps up pocket, throws it on the near sideline. Kind of a short shot there, but it was too far to the sideline, out of bounds. Hawkes did catch it, kind of backpedaling, but he was about 5 yards out of bounds that time. The defenders kind of pushed themselves toward the center of the field. Hawkes just kind of waiting there, but unfortunately the ball didn't need to be where it was going.
Yeah, it was a good pass, but unfortunately, like you said, Hawkes was out of bounds. He was also all alone, so nobody was around him. He could have ran after the play if it would have been inbounds.
8 of 15 in the passing game now are the Eagles. Did get the clock stopped. Third down and 10, again from the 43-yard line. 2:04 left in the second. Twins right, receiver left. Callaway has a slot on the right side as well. It brings him out in motion from left to right, so they're going to really get a lot of guys on that, either in the backfield or on the right side. Quick shot to Callaway. He's going to stop and throw up the near sideline. A spiral up for grab zone. It might be Rio Rancho interception. Yes, it is. Kind of up for grabs and picking it off for the Rams that time. One of the cornerbacks, that was Diego Montano, and that's going to give it back to the Rams with 1:57 left in the half. That gives them plenty of time to try to move it down the field.
Just, it was directly snapped to Justin Black. He was the one that threw the ball, and unfortunately that was the interception that you talked about.
So that's going to be a turnover, their first of the game, an INT, 2 punts so far for the Eagles, and now Rio Rancho has a little bit of breathing room here to try to get some points with 1:57 remaining. They have it at their own 35-yard line on the left hash. Twins left and right. Nelson back in shotgun. Slaps his hands together. Back to pass. He wants to throw to the left sideline on the out route to see if they're going to say he got it in bounds or not. Did they say he caught it? It was Pitt. Yes, Pitt got it. And the Eagle fans, or Eagle sideline is trying to get to the officials' attention here. They thought he stepped out first. And that's going to be a 4-yard pickup for Pitt. 2 catches for 21 yards. Their 7th reception on 13 attempts. Actually, going to say, 4 yards on that one. Now there's some problems, miscommunication. A bunch of guys kind of scrambling around for the Rio Rancho offense, and they might have to stop the action here as the umpire is going to wave everything off, and they're going to go talk to his white cap. Did somebody get a timeout? Oh, they got legal substitution possibly. Maybe he had too many in the huddle. No, going against the Eagles instead. 5-yard penalty. Not sure what the heck that was all about. So it'll be a 2nd down and 1 now for Rio Rancho at their own 44-yard line. They need to get to the 45 for the first down. Trips right, receiver left. Nelson gets a quick snap, hands it up the gut, and trying to plow forward is Ramirez. He'll get the first down. It looks like he's going to get about 3 on that one. Move the chains for the Rams. Their 9th first down. 1:40 left here in the second quarter. And a 7-7 ball game. Quick hurry-up offense here. Trips right, receiver left. Nelson went underneath the center, talking to his lineman here. And now he's going to take the shotgun snap. High one that time. Hand out to Ramirez. No, a fake. Rolling out right is Nelson to the 50. Down to the 45, 40, 35, 30, far sideline, 20, 1 to beat, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. We said in the pregame this kid can run, and he's going to go in for the touchdown. That'll be a 54-yarder on a quarterback keeper around the right end. So 54 on the rush and the touchdown for Nelson, as they will break the tie of 7-7. That's the biggest rush of the game for Rio Rancho on the score. As we're going to get the PAT here for the Rams. Hobbs will still get an opportunity to have a possible one last hurrah here in the second quarter as we wait for the PAT for Bryson Strohecker. Every kick is very important in this close ball game. So far, it's up and good. 1:22 left here in the second. 14-7, Rio Rancho over the Hobbs Eagles. Hobbs will still get a possession as we come back live on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Your comfort is our concern. Tech air conditioning and heating.
Whatever temperatures this summer brings, whether you need a quick fix or an entirely new cooling system, ATEC Air Conditioning and Heating, your Bryant dealer, will do whatever it takes for your family's comfort.
Your comfort is our concern. Tech air conditioning and heating. Call 392-5307. Tech.
Rio Rancho Rams lead in this game now in the second quarter, 14-7, a 54-yard run for the quarterback Nelson around the right end. A good fake on the handoff, then got outside, got his blocks up the far right sideline and from the Rio Rancho bench and the sideline, and ended up keeping it going all the way to the end zone. So Hobbs gets one final possession here, and I don't think Rio Rancho will keep this one short like they've been doing on the kind of a squib kick on the ground there. I don't think they want to give Hobbs any chance to have a possession near the midfield stripe. I think they might want to kick this one away. 1:22 left here in the second. They do have quite a few guys bunched up on this left side, so maybe they are going to keep it low on the ground. We'll have to wait and see. Here comes the kickoff from the 40. They'll keep it on the ground. Will take a roll, scooped up at the 35, middle of the field, running around the left side to the 35, stutter step. Cut back to the 40, now heading backwards, breaking tackles, 45 up the middle, 50, 45, near right sideline, and down to the 42. So reversing directions that time for the Hobbs Eagles. And a beautiful run back for Hobbs. I believe that's for Hobbs number 7.
It is.
Gabe Henry once again, the sophomore. That kid is a very good special teamer.
Yeah, he was patient. He got behind his blockers and was able to get extra yards from those blockers.
Now, I got a very happy judge at home, probably listening to the game right now, Mr. Willie Henry. That is his relative out there on the field. Hobbs has it 1st and 10 from the 43 of Rio Rancho. Twins left and right, shotgun. Callaway back to pass. He's going to throw it up for grabs again, and this time it gets ricocheted on the near side, just kind of lofted it up in the air and trying to get it to Hawkes on double coverage. You got to be careful about those, Ron. We had an INT because of that earlier.
Exactly, and Colton Baca had a chance to grab that one and just went through his fingertips.
Eagles are now 8 of 17 in the passing game. 2nd down and 10. Still at the 43 of Rio Rancho on the right hash. 1:02 left in the second. It's 14-7 Rams. Stacked receivers, 2 left, 2 right. And back to Callaway in the shotgun with Armendariz. He's going to throw it to the left flat. Throws it ahead of his receiver over there. And he had to dive even to get a hand on it. Boy, that was a risky shot there.
Yes.
As that intended on that far left side flat area to Deshaun Franklin, incomplete.
Yeah, it was thrown way ahead of him. Deshaun wasn't running like I think he should have been. But either way, yeah, it goes for incompletion. Already 3rd and 10 with 58 seconds left in this half.
Ball's going to be at the 43 still on the right hash. Taking a little bit more time as Callaway on the snap count. Good snap, 1-step drop, stays pocket, dumps it on a little drag route, caught at the 40, 35, far left hash, 30, and now we got a big pull down at the 27. Jaquez is going to get the first down pickup, 16 yards, but there's flags halfway through the play.
Oh, and it's behind the quarterback, so that's probably going to come back.
Thought the referee was pointing towards Rio Rancho. That was a 16-yard reception after the run on the catch from Jaquez, but let's see if they're going to keep pointing at Rio Rancho here. I caught the last end of that and wasn't sure what the ref was pointing at. That might be against the Rams.
Oh, it is.
16-yard catch for Jaquez. That might have been maybe a late hit on the quarterback there on Owen Callaway. So Jaquez will get a 16-yarder, his second 16-yarder in this half. He also had a 61-yarder earlier. The previous 16-yarder was for a touchdown. That will be, I believe, roughing the passer, so 15 yards. That's the first penalty against the Rams in this first half, and that'll be the 7th first down. The Eagles in the red zone now at the 14 of the Rams, middle of the field with 49 seconds left. Perfect opportunity to try to tie up this ball game.
Yep, three timeouts.
Twins left, trips right for the Eagle receiving corps. Callaway by himself in the backfield. A little bit of delay here. Hobbs might have called a timeout.
No, it's Rio Rancho called the timeout.
So defensive timeout, and we'll keep it right here with 44 seconds left in the half. And Ron, we thought the Eagles would try to get a redemption game here. This is a homecoming that they're going to try to spoil in Rio Rancho, although it is at Cleveland Field. We talked about this earlier. Cleveland had to host this game due to a power outage in Ramland earlier today, and they thought they might still be able to have it there. They got the power back up, but I guess they had some issues after that. So it is here in Cleveland, kind of a weird situation for a homecoming game, but Hobbs would just love to be the spoiler, though.
Exactly, in Cleveland being an Artesia, that opened up this field. With the way things are going right now, we have seen Hobbs come back in the second half, cleaning up their mistakes and making better of it, also outscoring them in the second half as they have in the first half. And if they can get some momentum, get a score here, tie the game up at 14, they can get all kinds of momentum going into the second half and maybe even grab the lead. I know they're not going to get the ball first, but still, defense is going to be out there. They can make a difference, and they've been slowing down this Rio Rancho offense.
What about the pass receptions from Jaquez? 4 catches for 100 yards in the first half, a 61-yarder and a couple of 16-yarders, including a 16-yard touchdown. 1st and 10 for the Eagles after the timeout at the 14 of the Rams. Middle of the field. We got 4 receivers right, 1 to the left side. Pump fake, and here comes Callaway up the middle to the 50, 10, 5, gets tripped up and falls forward. He's going to get 9 yards on the run. Quarterback keeper up the gut. So Callaway trying to get Rio Rancho off their defense on their heels just a bit. And he will get stopped, but 1 yard short of the first down, but a quick timeout to stop the clock. 32 seconds left for the Eagles to try to get in the end zone.
Now that's keeping your head on a swivel. He saw something in the on the line. He noticed that everybody was around him and not in front of him, so he went ahead and took off. He got 9. He almost got 10. He got close to that first down, so still, second and short. That'll definitely make it easy for the Hobbs Eagles with 32.3 in this second quarter.
6 carries for 3 yards, but that's kind of a misconception there because quite a few of those were dropped behind the line of scrimmage. He had a total of 4 that he had pressure coming at him, and of course, quarterbacks end up getting the negative yards on those, unfortunately. But a great run there as the Hobbs Eagles knock it at the door. They trail 14-7, 32.3 seconds left here in the second quarter. And boy, would the Eagles love to spoil a homecoming, as we mentioned earlier. But again, it's going to be a big play call here for Coach Stevens, trying to get the team tied up before the half. As they break the huddle, and they're back up to the line of scrimmage coming from the sidelines. They'll send 2 receivers to the right on the Eagles sideline side and 1 to the far left. Have a slot right for the Eagles, and back in shot is Owen Callaway around with Armendariz. Give the handoff on the right end to Armendariz, trying to stretch it out, cut back to the 5, and then gets stumbled forward to the 4-yard line. Still short of the first down, appears, by maybe a half a yard. So they're going to stop the clock here. I'm going to wait to see if they're going to make an eyeball for the first down. Maybe just barely stretch it out. Nope, they're going to say a half a yard short of the first. So he'll get, Eagles have a 3rd and less than a yard to go as they set it at the 4-yard line. Need to get to about the 3.5 for the first down. 21 seconds remaining. I'm surprised they haven't restarted the clock yet. No, they called timeout. So timeout on the field. We'll keep it right here. Of course, the Hobbs Eagles on the road tonight, long road trip up to Rio Rancho, about 5.5 hours on the bus. Of course, they had to switch venues. Cleveland's a little bit quicker to get to. Rio Rancho about 5 yards further down here, up in the mountains.
5 miles, not yards.
Yeah,
but yeah.
That's true. Very close high schools, though, and the same, kind of like the same living subdivision around here. 3rd and short for the Eagles after the quick timeout. Stacked receivers to the right, one far left. As Callaway's going to bring a man in motion, that's Hawkes. Fake the handoff to him. Getting pressure. He's going to chuck it right corner of the end zone. It's tipped by a defender at the last second. A big defensive end gets a hand up in the end zone. That was Michael Cordero Gill. Had a man open. The receiver for the Eagles headed toward the back end right side pylon.
Saul Armendariz.
Yeah, it was Armendariz coming out of the backfield, but incomplete thanks to that big defensive end. So Hobbs now has a 4th down. Boy, this guy on the PA announcing here is completely on my nerves. He is shouting and screaming and yodeling and everything else. Big train horns blasting in the PA system as well. 4th and half a yard for the Eagles. They could still get a first down, Ron, with 16.4.
Exactly.
So they need to get to about the 3.5-yard line and a timeout for the Eagles. We are going to take a break here. 16.4 left in the second. 14-7 Rio Rancho over the Eagles. We'll be back in 30 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
Hobbs Eagles have used up their last time out here in the first half. They'd love to get into the end zone to tie this ball game up. It is homecoming for Rio Rancho on their arch rivals field, Cleveland High School. Hobbs gets done from their timeout, coming from the sideline. They're ready to line up quickly, not to have another huddle at the field level here. Callaway back in shotgun, slot right. Armendariz behind him in the backfield. Twins left, receiver right. Could get a first down at the 3.5-yard line. Need a half a yard to make it a man in motion. Hawkes, we got a big jump at the line of scrimmage, and now hopefully not against the Eagles. The whole Rams line was pointing towards the Hobbs side here, and that will be a false start for Hobbs, a 5-yarder. They've had a majority of the penalties in the first half. There's been a total of 6 penalties against the Eagles, 1 against Rio Rancho. That will be a 5-yarder. They've had 45 yards in penalties so far. Back it up to the 9-yard line. Now the Eagles have to get about 6 to that 3.5-yard line. 4th down, Twins left, receiver right. Hawkes is trying to get his receivers adjusted. He's on the right side and kind of motioning to his left receivers.
Coach Stevens on the sideline trying to get some action going.
Hawkes with a wraparound, fake the handoff to him. Owen Callaway up the middle, 10-5, heads to the end zone, touchdown! A rushing touchdown from 9 yards out. Owen Callaway saw the gap up the middle and went for the end zone. And we're waiting to see a signal. I hope there's not a flag on the turf. They have not signaled the touchdown. There's a flag back at the 12-yard line on the far left sideline near the Rio Rancho Ram bench. False start called against the Eagles. This one's coming back.
Wow.
And why do they let the play go all the way to the end zone instead of stopping the action? A false start, that's a dead ball situation. You stop the play before it gets that far. Callaway was all the way in the end zone before we knew there was no touchdown call here.
Exactly.
Another 5-yarder against the Eagles. So they're back down at the 14-yard line. 4th down. Still need to get to the 3.5 to get a first. 9.9 seconds remaining, trailing by 7. Twins left and right. Callaway back in shotgun. Gets a good snap, 2-step drop, steps up pocket, fires down the middle of the post route, but throws it ahead of Hawkes to the back line on the ground, incomplete. That'll be a turnover on downs, and the Hobbs coaching staff is running up to the referee, wanting to have a PI, I believe. Thought they might have had a hold on that one, but that's going to be a turnover on downs regardless. Back to Rio Rancho, and boy, that false start penalty, a way late call there.
Yep.
You got to stop the action. You don't want it to go into the end zone and then have to come all the way back like happened there.
Exactly. One of the reasons why you want to do that is just to avoid any injury at all and confusion. And unfortunately, that happened. Confusion happened. No injury, luckily, but still, it looked like it was a good play until it was brought back.
1st and 10 for Rio Rancho. They're just going to kneel on it here as Nelson will take about a 2-step drop back and step his knee down to the ground. A 2-yard loss on that one, but that will end the first half. Thought it might be a tie ball game, but Rio Rancho, due to a few penalties, leads it at the half over Hobbs, 14-7. The fireworks are firing here at Cleveland Stadium as the Rio Rancho Rams are hosting their homecoming on their arch rivals field. We will take a 3-minute break here at the half, And we'll come back with some stats for you. You're listening live to HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and KOOL 95.7 Facebook page on the internet, and on the radio at KOOL 95.7.
First American Bank believes success comes from building personal, long-lasting relationships that are built on mutual trust. We take a consultative-driven approach to get to know you and your business. We offer a wide array of banking and digital solutions, plus more than a century of local experience. So, with First American Bank as your trusted partner, when you succeed, we do too. Find out how we can get it done for you. First American Bank, local first since 1903. Member FDIC.
Divine Energy Services in the Permian Basin. Divine is more than just an amazing partner in the oil field. They are committed to the youth in the Permian Basin as well. From academics to athletics, you can be assured that Divine is supporting it. Remember Divine Energy for all of your oil field needs. Divine Energy Services, supporting the Permian Basin and the Hobbs Eagles since 2006.
Eastern New Mexico University in Portales is proud to offer potential students the opportunity to attend ENMU tuition-free with the New Mexico Opportunity Scholarship. And now we're proud to announce the newly created Freshman Hound Housing Room Grant, which will allow students the opportunity to receive up to $3,000 per year off their housing costs when living on the ENMU campus. For more information on how ENMU is making higher education more affordable for you and your family members, visit enmu.edu. Eastern New Mexico University. Student success, that's what we're about.
Devon Energy is proud to support Hobbs High School athletic programs. By partnering with Hobbs, we're making an investment in the long-term future of our community. Sports teach discipline, teamwork, and leadership, skills our youth will use to succeed for a lifetime. From our team to yours, Devon Energy wishes you good luck this season, both on the field and in the classroom. Go Eagles!
NMR Pipeline is a highly qualified, dedicated company, leading in performance with management and employees who've provided over 45 years of service in pipeline maintenance and construction within the oil and gas industry. NMR Pipeline, 300 South Main in Eunice, or call 394-0144 for more information. Again, 394-0144. NMR Pipeline is proud to be a supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics.
We know that you want to make the most out of your time. At Lee County State Bank, we believe banking should be quick and easy. That's why we're proud to provide video banking to our customers. Save time and a trip to the bank and meet with a video banker instead. Getting started is easy. Download the LCSB Connect app, create a profile, bank from anywhere. Not a customer yet? No problem. You can use a video banking app to open an account too. Download the app today and start banking from anywhere.
Visit onlinelcsb.com. Lee County State Bank, member FDIC.
Forest Tire. Mile after mile, we've been with you for almost 80 years. Nowadays, it seems like nothing is built to last. Phones, appliances, cars, computers. But the new Michelin Defender 2 tire is designed to outlast. With a quiet and comfortable ride, you'll have the confidence you need on the roads, whether they're wet or dry. So goodbye to short-lived and hello to something that lasts. Forest Tire, keeping you rolling since 1944.
Your comfort is our concern. Tech, air conditioning and heating.
Whatever temperatures this summer brings, whether you need a quick fix or an entirely new cooling system, ATEC Air Conditioning and Heating, your Bryant dealer, will do whatever it takes for your family's comfort.
Your comfort is our concern. Tech, air conditioning and heating. Call 392-5307. Tech.
Go back live to Rio Rancho. Ty Friend, Ron Gunner, Tiffany Stuber with you tonight as the Hobbs Eagles trail Rio Rancho 14-7. It's the Rams' homecoming game here on their arch rival field, Cleveland, due to a power outage at Rio Rancho High School. Close ball game. Hobbs had a chance to tie it up, but they got a last-second penalty. False start after we had Owen Callaway rambling into the end zone, a quarterback keeper up the middle. It brought back, so a couple of penalties on the last drive, and the Hobbs Eagles could not get the end zone. And now a 7-point deficit. Let's look at the numbers, first of all, for The Rio Rancho Rams, their top rusher so far is Nelson, the quarterback, 8 carries for 74 yards. He has a 54-yard touchdown run in the first half. Also, Ramirez with 10 carries for 41 yards. He's yet to score a rushing touchdown. And also Raymer, the receiver, had a carry for 13 yards. So three runners, rushers so far in the first half. 19 carries for 128 yards. So triple digits in the running game so far for Rio Rancho. They've also completed 7 of 13 passes off the arm of Nelson for 66 yards. Ramirez had 2 catches for 23. Valencia 3 catches for 22. And Pitt 2 catches for 21, including a 17-yard touchdown reception. So total of 66 in the run or pass game, 128 in the rush for 194 yards, just shy of 200 in the first half. There have been 2 fumbles given up to the Eagles by Rio Rancho, a turnover on downs, and 1 penalty for 15 yards. They've had 9 first downs in the first half. And for the Hobbs Eagles, they've had a total of 35 rushing yards. Armendariz 10 for 20. Does not have a double-digit rush yet in the first half. Owen Callaway had 6 carries for 3 yards, his long of 9, and should have had a touchdown run as well, but they called it back on the false start. And Jaquez had an end around for 1 carry for 12 yards. So Eagles, 17 rushes for 35 yards in the first half. Eagles have had a total of 5 receivers catching passes in the first half as Jaquez leads the group. 4 catches, 100 yards, including a 16-yarder for a touchdown, another 16-yarder, but a 61-yarder on top of that. So a big first half for Jaquez. Black has had 2 catches for 21, a long of 13. Franklin with a catch for 10. Also, we had Rodriguez a catch for 11 and Armendariz a catch for no yards in the first half. Eagles were 9 of 20 in the first half of action for 142 in the passing game. 177 yards total for the Hobbs Eagles. They had 7 first downs, but the problem was, Ron, 7 penalties for 50 yards. Hobbs punted twice, had an interception, and a turnover on downs in that first half of action.
Yeah, they did. And, it's credit to them. They came back against Levington in the second half. I think they'll do it again in this game. They've looked good. They've had moments of clarity where they're clicking at all cylinders. Other times when they make a couple of mistakes that false start, not sure who was to blame on that one, but instead of trying to find out who it is, just move forward. They come back. They get the defense started off on the right foot, and, of course, then after that they can move the ball down the field. They've been moving it pretty well for the most part. They've just been having a little bit of problems with the passing game. Just clear that up as well, and looks like they should be able to at least make this a ball game.
14-7 is your score. You got some other scores around Lee County teams, don't you?
I have got plenty of them. Starting off with Tatum, they are tied at the half against Legacy Academy. 14-all is what that score is over there. Also, quickly, because they're in our area, Gadsden is beating up on Oregon Mountain as a total of 33-0. Now, Gadsden has a 3-1 record, and Oregon Mountain has 0-4. But that is interesting to see how far Oregon Mountain has fallen this year so far. Meanwhile, Roswell is up on Carlsbad. It was a 7-7 first quarter. Came back with 28 unanswered with Roswell. Now it's 35-7, and that is in the second. Not sure if it's at the half or not. Meanwhile, we've also got a big score in Eunice. They are playing Dexter. Dexter last week, as we all know, beat Jowl. Well, this week it is a close one, 21-14. Eunice is in the lead, and that is also indicating it's in the second. Also in the second, Jowl is playing Kermit to a close one, and Kermit has got a record of 1-2. So far right now, Kermit is in the lead by a couple of points. 21-19 is what I've got in the second. And Levington is doing fairly well against Denver City so far in the half. It is Levington 27, Denver City 14. And one more just to see how things are going for our district. Alamogordo is playing Riverside at Riverside, and it is not going well for Alamogordo. So far, the 3-1 Alamogordo Tigers are down 28-7, with Riverside having a record of 2-1.
14-7 here at the half. Your Hobbs Eagles trail Rio Rancho. Will be back in 3 minutes live on your Hobbs Eagle Network.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jowl, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
First American Bank believes success comes from building personal, long-lasting relationships that are built on mutual trust. We take a consultative-driven approach to get to know you and your business. We offer a wide array of banking and digital solutions, plus more than a century of local experience. So, with First American Bank as your trusted partner, when you succeed, we do too. Find out how we can get it done for you. First American Bank, local first since 1903. Member FDIC.
Divine Energy Services in the Permian Basin. Divine is more than just an amazing partner in the oil field. They are committed to the youth in the Permian Basin as well. From academics to athletics, you can be assured that Divine is supporting it. Remember Divine Energy for all of your oil field needs. Divine Energy Services, supporting the Permian Basin and the Hobbs Eagles since 2006.
Eastern New Mexico University in Portales is proud to offer potential students the opportunity to attend ENMU tuition-free with the New Mexico Opportunity Scholarship. And now we're proud to announce the newly created Freshman Hound Housing Room Grant, which will allow students the opportunity to receive up to $3,000 per year off their housing costs when living on the ENMU campus. For more information on how ENMU is making higher education more affordable for you and your family members, visit enmu.edu. Eastern New Mexico University. Student success, that's what we're about.
Devon Energy is proud to support Hobbs High School athletic programs. By partnering with Hobbs, we're making an investment in the long-term future of our community. Sports teach discipline, teamwork, and leadership, skills our youth will use to succeed for a lifetime. From our team to yours, Devon Energy wishes you good luck this season, both on the field and in the classroom. Go Eagles!
NMR Pipeline is a highly qualified, dedicated company, leading in performance with management and employees who've provided over 45 years of service in pipeline maintenance and construction within the oil and gas industry. NMR Pipeline, 300 South Main in Eunice, or call 394-0144 for more information. Again, 394-0144. NMR Pipeline is proud to be a supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics.
We know that you want to make the most out of your time. At Lee County State Bank, we believe banking should be quick and easy. That's why we're proud to provide video banking to our customers. Save time and a trip to the bank and meet with a video banker instead. Getting started is easy. Download the LCSB Connect app, create a profile, bank from anywhere. Not a customer yet? No problem. You can use a video banking app to open an account too. Download the app today and start banking from anywhere.
Visit onlinelcsb.com. Lee County State Bank, member FDIC.
Live here at halftime in Rio Rancho as your Hobbs Eagles trail 14-7 here at the Rio Rancho homecoming game at the Cleveland Stadium here tonight. Ty friend Ron Gunner and Tiffany Stuber with you. We have an update from the Tatum game going on. They're taking on Legacy tonight, Legacy Academy. Robert Martinez picked off a 62-yard pick six for the Coyotes. It's now 28-22. Legacy leading with 2:10 remaining in that fourth quarter there in Tatum. And we'll try to keep you updated on all the other Lee County teams in action. Lovington, Jowl, and, of course, Eunice. And Lovington doing some stuff there in Denver City tonight in Texas. And we've, of course, got the Hobbs Eagles on the road. And, of course, this was a game that a lot of people were saying, Hobbs kind of down. They've lost a couple of games recently. Lovington, Lovington. Of course, we saw also Roswell and Artesia. Those are some tough squads, though, out of the 5A. Of course, Lovington a little bit down a couple more divisions than what the Eagles are. But still, coming up here and showing what they have so far. It should have been a tie score at halftime, though, 14-all.
It could very well have been because that was a nice run. It was all the way up the middle. It went all the way into the end zone before it was called back for a legal move. So, false start. In any case, it is just one of those what-if situations. We were hoping that they would go in tied, but since that is not the case, we're just going to have to work with what we got and go out here, try to stop them like we have been. We slowed down the Rio Rancho Rams so far in this first half with the quarterback looking a little out of sorts, and that's exactly what we wanted to see. In fact, Raymer we were talking about this at the beginning of the game. He is the big receiver for him so far as I know. I think he's had one run, but no catches for receiving.
I'm looking down on the sideline right now. I'm only counting about 35 players for the Hobbs Eagles at this point. I didn't really quickly count that. That's probably not the exact number, but that's how much you have on the road game here tonight. So, again, 22 is your offense and defense, and then about one more squad extra of subs out there. So, again, Eagles doing a great job against this Rio Rancho Rams squad with that 3-1 record.
I know, and a long drive up here, too. I'm sure they got here a couple hours before we did. But still, they got the long drive back. You know, it's a little exhausting. But they do have next week where they have the time off. They get 1 week off, of course, for the bye. And then they start district. So they are definitely looking at district, wanting to get that momentum. And tonight's the night to do it.
Yeah, that'd be a nice little break for them next week, of course. Hopefully coming off a win against Rio Rancho on the road. It's always a good situation there when you have to travel so far like Hobbs does year after year. We'll see how that hopefully that's going to be the case when we get done with this game. So looks like we got the 3-minute warm-up period going down on here now as they just barely got Rio Rancho back out of the field. We'll take another quick break, 60 seconds, and we're back live with more Hobbs Eagle football on KOOL 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and the KOOL 95.7 radio live tonight.
Forest Tire, mile after mile, we've been with you for almost 80 years. Nowadays, it seems like nothing is built to last. Phones, appliances, cars, computers. But the new Michelin Defender 2 tire is designed to outlast. With a quiet and comfortable ride, you'll have the confidence you need on the roads, whether they're wet or dry. So goodbye to short-lived and hello to something that lasts. Forest Tire, keeping you rolling since 1944.
Back here at Rio Rancho, Ty friend Ron Gunner, Tiffany Stuber back at the station tonight. Again, next week, no games for the Hobbs Eagles, the bye week. After they finish up this one, they'll have an extra week of practice to get ready for that district schedule. The likes of Las Cruces High, of course, Centennial, one of the better teams in 6A. Oregon Mountain, who's had some issues so far this season. They got a new coach there that was number one in the country out of a Nevada high school a few years back, and he's kind of moved around since then. But I don't think it was exactly what he expected to have happen with Oregon Mountain this year. They're trying to get a win after having some issues so far this season. So those are some of the teams. Alamogordo, of course, in the district, and Carlsbad. You mentioned that game earlier, Ron, kind of a Donnybrook going on there with Roswell High tonight, Carlsbad and Roswell.
Yeah, and I'm not too surprised. It looks like Carlsbad's struggling a little bit on offense and defense. However, Roswell seems to be clicking on all cylinders, unlike they've been doing the last several years. They are looking really good and strong, and they're going to be someone who can challenge the Artesia Bulldogs.
I'd like to thank our sponsors on the season for the Hobbs Eagles: Eastern New Mexico University, Devon Energy, NMR Pipeline, Lee County State Bank, TDS, Forest Tire, A-Tech Air Conditioning and Heating, Lasco Construction, First American Bank of Hobbs, and Divine Energy Services. Again, without these fine sponsors, you would not get live Hobbs Eagle football on the internet and on the radio every Friday night. Looks like we're getting ready for some action here. Rio Rancho out on the field first, as the Hobbs Eagles still remaining on the special teams huddle on the near sideline. Again, 14-7 to score. Just going back to the scoring of this game. First quarter, Rio Rancho had a 17-yard pass from Nelson to Pitt with 1:12 left in the first, making it 7-0. Hobbs answered in the second quarter, a 16-yard pass from Callaway to Jaquez at the 10-17 mark, made it 7-7. And then Rio Rancho, a 54-yard run for the quarterback Nelson at the 1:22 mark of the second, 14-7 the lead. And Hobbs did have a touchdown called back, Owen Callaway, from about 9 yards out, but it took a little while for them to get that call back to the line of scrimmage, and unfortunately the game was not tied. Hobbs will have to kick off, adding insult to injury here now from their 40-yard line, as we're getting ready for third quarter action on your Hobbs Eagle Network. Here comes the kick, end over end. It's going to sail to the near left sideline, off the hands of the return man. He's got to go back to the 8-yard line to try to bring it back. That's Zakai Bradford, and he's going to get pummeled at the 7. Hobbs Eagles getting some great coverage, and he misread that ball on the near left sideline from the Hobbs Eagle bench. Whole crowd of people on top of him that time, and he paid the price, almost coughed up the football.
Exactly, was able to corral it, but other than that, by the time he got the ball, of course, the Hobbs Eagles were all over him, and he could not make any kind of gain at all on the run.
Back at the 8-yard line is where the Rams will get the football to start their first drive of the second half, leading 14-7. They'll send 2 stacked receivers far right, 1 to the short left side in front of the Hobbs Eagles sideline. 4 in the front box for the Eagles. Nelson will take the shotgun, hand it off up the middle, and here comes Ramirez just putting his head down quickly and just piling forward. Looks like he gets about 4 yards, does Ramirez. He's got 11 carries for 45 yards so far, and the big pileup for the Eagles up front.
Cameron Hernandez was one of those many on the line that was able to stop that run and just limit it to about 3.
Hernandez coming from that linebacking core, and he got down low just like the running back did. They do give him 4 on that one. It's going to be marked at the 12. Second down and make it 6 on the left hash. Nelson back in shot, twins right, receiver left. High snap, come down with it, tuck it left, and goes around the end of the 10 and comes down low at the 12. And I don't think he's got maybe a half a yard on that play, as I think he didn't see much breathing room up that left sideline and decided he better go down quickly.
Yeah, once again, Cameron Hernandez, along with number 55, Kenyon Johnson, was able to stop that quarterback from making any kind of gains. Third down.
Yeah, they might have given him a half a yard, close to 1 on that one, just on the forward progress for Nelson. So he's got 9 carries for 75 now. It's on the left hash still, a 3rd down and 5 for the Rams. They lead by 7. Again, 2 receivers right, 1 left. Nelson with the slap of the hands, 3-step drop back of the 5. He steps up pocket, rolls right. He's got pressure behind. 15 up the middle, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. And that's where he's going to finish up with a 50-yard line. A shoestring tackle for the Hobbs Eagles. That'll be a 36-yard run for Nelson. He's got 2 big ones in this ball game.
But there was enough time for Nelson to be able to get that ball and deliver it for that big first down.
So 10 first downs, that's a 36-yard run. He had a 54-yarder for a touchdown in that second quarter. So he is continuing to pile them up now, over 100 yards rushing, and they will have the football right at the 50-yard line. Moving the chains for the Rams, twins right, receiver left. And now it'll be Nelson to back up now with his running back, Ramirez. Ramirez goes in motion to the right side, gets the screen pass, caught at the 45 behind the line of scrimmage. He's trying to spin tornado style, but he's going to be dropped for a loss of about 2 or 3 yards. He had a quick read by the Hobbs Eagle defense to get through there. They saw that screen coming to the far right, and he was not able to get out far enough that he wanted to that time. It's coming in on him to get the initial lick on him was Zayden McPherson, the linebacker. Yep. Loss of 2 on the play.
Also, of course, Tristan Davis was in on the play, too, and another Eagle. I didn't see who it was, but, 3 Eagles were able to stop that play.
They're 8 of 14 in the passing game. Second down and 12 now from the 48 of the Rams. Man in motion right to left, a high snap. Nelson's going to come around the right side to the original line of scrimmage, and this tiptoes out of bounds and pick up those extra 2 yards that they just lost on that initial screen pass. In fact, he only got 1 of them. He went out of bounds before that original line marker, so just a 1-yard pickup.
Exactly, just a long run for 1 yard, and now it's 3rd down and about 11.
So he's at 38 yards here in the second half and 112 overall in this ball game on 11 carries. The quarterback for Rio Rancho. 3rd down and 11 at their own 49-yard line of the Rams. Taking a lot of time communicating to the sideline. Late subs checking in. I'm not sure they know what the play call is from Coach Pino at this point. 9:26 left here in the 3rd. Eagles down by 7 to the Rams. Still having some issues. They got receivers pointing each other, people moving around now. Trips left, receiver right. Now a stoppage of the game.
Yep.
Looked like it might be a delay of game, and yes, it is. A 5-yard penalty against Rio Rancho. Only their second penalty of the contest, total of 20 yards. Hobbs had 7 flags in the first half for 50 yards.
Yeah, and you could just tell, just by the fact that they were taking all that extra time, that definitely would be a delay game.
3rd down now and 15, make it 16 from the 44-yard line. Trips left, still trying to get themselves adjusted. Single receiver right. Nelson to the shotgun. Good snap, 3-step drop back at the 45. He's going to fire it to the far sideline over the shoulder, and the ball hits the turf. The defender tried to back up to knock it away from the receiver. They call a late PI on that far right sideline.
Oh.
Boy, I thought there were just 2 guys going up for it, but since the Hobbs defender was kind of backing into him, they get the call. Pass was intended for Valencia, and unfortunately that deep secondary unit for the Eagles are going to have to eat a flag on that one.
Actually, it looks like, well, let's see.
They call the flag. It's going to be against Javen Hernandez, the DB on that one. And they still haven't got the movement of the flag yet. That's 15 yards going to be against the Eagles. So that will be their 8th penalty for 65 yards. Not enough for a first down, not like the pros where you get the automatic and they mark it off where the actual PI happened. But that's going to be a 3rd down and about 1 for Rio Rancho.
So very short yardage for them now to make that first down.
I could have killed my defender for my San Diego Chargers this past weekend, as after a play just shoved a guy on a PI and ended up getting it down at the 20-yard line and ended up Miami Dolphins beating the Chargers. Here's a quick shotgun over to Nelson around the right end to the 35-30 and out of bounds at the 29. He'll get a first down of that one, and he continues to get outside. We mentioned that in the pregame show too, Ron. That's 10 yards for Nelson to move the chains.
Yeah, and that's his usual average. At least that was last week against Oregon Mountain. He has been limited, but that was his biggest run, I know of, for the game.
That's 11 total first downs. Actually, not his biggest of the game. He had a 54-yard touchdown run in the first half, so he's racking up the yardage now, though. 11 first downs for the Rams. It's now at the 31 of the Eagles. Rio Rancho up 14-7. Twins right, receiver left. Shotgun for Nelson. Brings a man in motion. The receiver right side to left. 3-step drop, back to pass. He wants to throw it down the middle of the seam route over the shoulder, man, with a stride, but he overthrows him in the middle of the end zone. The intended receiver for Rio Rancho was Valencia, incomplete though, and boy, that guy was just waiting for the ball, but a little bit overthrown by Nelson, who might have let it loose a little bit too early that time.
Yeah, he might have, but it was just a step off. If it would have been just on step, of course, that would have been a big touchdown for the Rio Rancho Rams and a big start for this second half.
They're 8 of 15 in the passing game. And now a 2nd down and 10, again from the Eagle 32-yard line as they reset the football. A couple receivers go right, one to the left side in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench. Nelson underneath the center. Now he's going to back out to shotgun. Has Ramirez on his right shoulder. Bring a man in motion right to left. Fake the handoff. He tried a little shuffle pass. Lost the ball in the backfield. It bounced off the turf. Sundown picked it up off the Australian rules bounce and hit the turf after that. He lost some yards on that one. Had some big pressure from the Hobbs Eagle front line.
What happened actually was the hike went back. He tried to catch it, and instead it bounced up in the air. He was able to corral it, but like you said, he was tackled for a big loss. And just seems like sometimes that Rio Rancho isn't quite sure about what they want to run.
A little bit too tricky there. -5 for Nelson on that one. It's going to back it up to the Hobbs Eagle 37-yard line. 8:32 left and ticking here in the third. It's still Rio Rancho 14, your Hobbs Eagle 7. Twins left and right. Nelson and Ramirez in the backfield, waiting for that shotgun. Good snap. 3-step drop. He's going to stop and fire the shot down the middle. Post route. Oh, it ricochets off the receiver at the 2-yard line. He kind of bounced backward and ran into the Hobbs Eagle defender. It looked like the safety back deep for the Eagles that time.
And that was Raymer. It looked like that was the exact same play they did just a moment ago. They didn't quite make it because of the overthrow. That time it was on target, just did not catch it that time near the end zone.
Javen Hernandez was the man back deep for the Eagles that time and had the receiver kind of back into him, trying to make the last-second catch there. Ricochet about the 1-yard line, incomplete. They're now 8 of 16 in the passing game. 50% completion rate for Nelson so far, and a 4th down and 15 still at the Hobbs Eagle 37. Twins left, receivers 2 to the right side. Nelson waiting for that shot, got it. 3-step drop again, steps up, pocket and pressure, rolls left. He wants to throw down the middle on the little bit of a drag route there, but overthrows his receiver about 10 yards high in the air as he tried to complete left to right over to his receiver. That was whistles blowing after the play, too. Anthony Raymer was the intended receiver, but that will be a turnover on downs for Rio Rancho.
Yeah,
incomplete.
There was a little bit of extracurricular, but they both sides basically just cleaned it up real quickly before the ref got there. By the time the ref got there, they were breaking it up already. Looked like it was just a little bit of a extracurricular thing, like I said, and it got cleaned up.
2 fumbles and 2 turnovers on downs for Rio Rancho. Hobbs football recovered back at the 37 on their side of the field. Twins right, receiver left for Owen Callaway. Gets the shotgun snap, handoff. And there's the man Armendariz, but he's got an ankle pull from behind the line of scrimmage. I think he's going to lose about a yard as he tried to angle right, but the Ram defense are shutting down that line quickly.
They did. They got right on him. As soon as he got the ball handed off to him, it was nothing but Rams taking him down.
11 carries for 19 yards so far for Armendariz, -1 on that one. 2nd down and 11 now from the 36. Clock runs at 7:40 left, third quarter. No game next week for the Eagles on the bye week. Two receivers left, one to the right side in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench. Man in motion left to right is Jaquez. Give him the ball around the right end, trying to stretch it out to the 40 and not going to make it there. Jaquez was able to fall forward. I think he got back maybe +1 on the original line of scrimmage, so they're going to give him 2 on that one. That's going to be the second carry of the game for 14 yards. You can think you hear a train in the background. That is some type of a air horn that they use here. It sounds like it's been enhanced by a microphone. Boy, is it a mess on the eardrums, though. 3rd down and 9 for the Eagles. They have it at the 39. Twins left and right. Callaway gets a shotgun snap, 2-step drop, steps up in the pocket, fade route, wide open, catch at the 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, and a touchdown for the Eagles.
Saul Armendariz looks like he had to stay on his feet. He was losing it a little bit after he caught the pass in stride all the way for that touchdown. Hobbs back in it.
61-yard touchdown reception. They had a 61-yarder for Jaquez earlier as well, and now a double up on that one, and the Eagles are about ready to tie up the ball game. Best thing, Ron, no handkerchiefs on the field.
Definitely. Well, that's one of the first things you want to look for, and since that did not happen, we scored again.
Whole sideline pretty elated after that big play. Now here's the PAT, very critical one. It's up, and it is good inside the right upright. So Beatty able to put it through for the Eagles. We are tied at 14. Again, a 61-yard touchdown pass from Owen Callaway to the man of the hour as he waits for that ball, Mr. Armendariz. We'll take a quick 30-second break and come back with more Hobbs Eagle football.
Your comfort is our concern. Tech air conditioning and heating.
Whatever temperatures this summer brings, whether you need a quick fix or an entirely new cooling system, ATEC Air Conditioning and Heating, your Bryant dealer, will do whatever it takes for your family's comfort.
Your comfort is our concern. ATEC air conditioning and heating. Call 392-5307. ATEC.
6:53 left here in Rio Rancho. Your Hobbs Eagles have tied it up at 14. 61-yard pass from Callaway to Armendariz. We just got a score down from Artesia too, Ron.
Yeah, at halftime, 22-14. Artesia is leading Cleveland. And look, I did not expect that.
Yeah, number 1 team in the state, the Cleveland Storm. I'm sure that game is probably in the 3rd quarter by now. But right now, we're worried about the Hobbs Eagles. They come back and tied it up. Ready for the kickoff here. Beatty will take care of it. End over end. It's going to go back to the 5. It hits a big bounce, gets over the return man, and he's trying to chase it back in the end zone, but they know that's an automatic touchback. Got over the head of Zakai Bradford. He had some problems with the last special teams unit, too, where, the ball hit him and it kind of bounced around a little bit. So it'll be an automatic touchback regardless for Rio Rancho at their own 20. But Hobbs got the momentum here in this 3rd quarter, Ron.
Exactly, and that's what we were thinking that would happen, especially in halftime. I'm sure Coach said, look, keep grinding, keep getting better, and we can get this game. All we have to do is just one step at a time. We've already gotten the tie now, so now we got to get more momentum going for us.
6:51 left, 3rd quarter, tied at 14 from the 20 now. Stacked receivers, 2 left, 1 to the right side. Fake the handoff, rolling left as Nelson wants to run, cuts up the middle, 25, and gets somersaulted ahead. Looks like he might have got a few more after he kind of flipped up in the air that time. 8 for Nelson. And Nelson had a 54-yard rushing touchdown in the first half, a 36-yarder, just a regular run in the second here in the 3rd quarter. So he's definitely really hauling it big for Rio Rancho. 2nd and 2 now from the Rams' 28-yard line. Tied up at 14. Twins right, receiver left. Nelson back in shotgun. Clapping his hands, high snap, 3-step drop back to the 20, steps up pocket. He's going to run again, up the middle, 30, 35, 40, and brought down at the 41-yard line. Another first down pickup. He's going to get 14 on that one.
Zayden McPherson was the one that brought him down on that one, not before he got the first down like you said, but still, Zayden got him and stopped him from getting any more yardage.
65 yards rushing in the second half. 139 overall for the quarterback Nelson, and that will be the 12th first down for the Rams at their own 41-yard line on the left hash. They'll spread receiver 1 left and 1 right. Waiting for that shotgun is Nelson.
Actually, they have a quarterback change.
Is that Ariano back in now? He played a little bit early. Ariano got the shotgun snap. He tries to go up the middle and is dropped on that left hash. So I guess they're trying to give Nelson a little breather there. I don't think he got back to line of scrimmage. Eagles there quickly to put him down to the turf.
Yes, in either case, that was a a loss of a couple.
Yeah, 2-yard loss for Arellano, and the right side of the defensive line getting through, including the help of Cameron Hernandez, the outside linebacker on the right, to shut that one down. A -2 on that one. 2nd down and 12 now for the Rams. Kind of desperate. Look over to Coach Pino. A bunch of coaches over there jumping up to the sideline, trying to get everybody's attention. Trips right, receiver left. Shotgun Nelson. 3-step drop, back of the 30. Steps up pocket, rolls right, and is dropped from behind, and his legs ripped down to the ground. And the Eagles are going to make another loss out of this one.
Tristan Davis came up from behind, was able to wrap him around his legs and knock him down for another loss for the Rio Rancho.
-2 for Nelson on that one, and they're just backing up in real estate. Make it 3rd down, a long 13 for the Rams. They're not going to go in the huddle, though. They're doing what the Hobbs Eagles like to do, just come back up to the line of scrimmage and keep the defense second-guessing. Hobbs is playing stout D right now. They want to get the defense off the field and get the Eagles offense back out to try to get a lead. Twins right, receiver left. Nelson has some confusion as Nelson has to say something to Ramirez to shift in the backfield now. Shotgun snap is coming. Good snap. 3-step drop. Make it 5. Dumps it left flat. That is Ramirez, and he's going to be brought down at the 40, but a late flag. Hopefully not a face mask, because that's looked like where they might have been calling it. He did not make it to the 39 or 41 where he needed to. Actually, no, that wouldn't even, what am I saying? That would have been, they needed to get 12.
So Rio Rancho got the call for the face mask. So that should be declined.
Yeah, they definitely wanted.
But Diaz Castro was the one that brought the runner down for the Hobbs Eagles.
It was a 4th down, and now it's a 4th and 12. I like you're right about that. They probably declined the penalty. They definitely have to with the 4th down situation here. So they do get a few, 4 yards, I guess they gave Ramirez out of the backfield that time on the reception. But way shy of the 1st down, and, of course, the penalty is going to be declined on the offensive face mask, which you don't see very often.
Right. That's very true. We got a barn burner going on in Denver City. It is now in the 4th quarter. Leamington up by a touchdown, 48-41 over Denver City. That is getting closer and closer.
89 points on the scoreboard there.
Exactly.
Barn burner here, too. 14-14. Hobbs and Rio Rancho, a timeout on the field. 4th down and 12 for the Rams at their own 39-yard line. They've been having some issues moving backwards as the Eagles defense getting through. They made a couple of pass receptions, but they've been dropped in the backfield. And Hobbs getting the job done. Also sacked Arellano trying to make a run as a backup quarterback. Looks like they will get the punt unit out there after the timeout. Hobbs will send back a couple deep, and that will include Hawkes, one of the speedsters for the Hobbs Eagles squad. Got a couple of guys that can run some stuff back. Is that Henry out there, I believe, too? Back deep. So big adjustment now. They're going to get the punt unit out for Rio Rancho. Long snap count. It rolls on the ground, picked up and booted from the 28-yard line. It'll take a roll to the Hobbs Eagle 30. And a little bit of a delay. Hawkes gets a hand on it, goes backwards with it. He's going to get dropped back at the 27. He had his left hand behind him, and the ball went back, and he kind of finger controlled it for a second, hoping he wasn't going to fumble that thing, but he came up with it and tried to extend to the middle, but too much of a Ram rush coming at him.
Exactly. Just the time that he got it under control, that's when the Rams were on top of him to bring him down. He may have gotten 1 yard gain, but that's about it.
27 make it the 28-yard line for the Eagles. We'll get the possession back after the first punt of the ball game for Rio Rancho, although they've given up twice on downs and 2 fumbles, too. They do a quick screen to the right side to Hawkes, 25-30. Hits a wall, then take it out at the 28-yard line. Or correction, the 34-yard line. Started at the 28. Goes to the 34. They're going to give him 6 on that one for Hawkes. His 5th catch for 106 yards. That is the 11th reception for the Eagles for out of 22 attempts.
Colton Baca was the one that brought him down or took him out of bounds for the Rams.
2nd down and 4 now from the 34-yard line. Eagles tied up at 14 with Rio Rancho. 3:08 left, 3rd quarter. Stacked receivers, 2 on each side, left and right. Shotgun to Callaway. Takes it himself to the right side. The quarterback keeper, but he didn't fake it enough. And it looks like a late flag. There might have been some roughness going on him that time.
It was head-to-head.
Yeah, he met 2 defenders, so possibly targeting, like you said, Ron, there. We'll wait and see if that is the call. Yep, you're right. You got it. Targeting. 15-yard tack on. He would have lost some yards on that one, I believe, about 2 minus, but add the 15 on top of that, though.
Yeah, that was just a bad play. The second defender came up, hit him, and it was head-to-head contact. Once that happened, then it was no choice but to throw that flag and give Hobbs a first down.
15-yard penalty. That's a third penalty for Rio Rancho for 35 total. They've had 2 big 15-yarders in this game. And that will give them Hobbs a first down, as you mentioned. 8 first downs now for the Eagles compared to 12 for Rio Rancho. But Hobbs right now, more importantly, has the football and trying to get a lead here for the first time. In close to the 50-yard line, looks like at the 49 of the Eagles.
Exactly.
Twins left and right in the receiving core. Waiting for a shotgun is Callaway. Second starting game for him this season, the senior. 2-step drop, stays pocket. Fade route to the near sideline, spiral, but it's about 5 yards out of bounds as once again Hawkins continues to pick up double coverage on that near right sideline. He had a couple of guys with him that time, including a Vicente Tafoya and also Jaden Maxfield. They've been messing with him on those sideline throws every time he's up the field.
Yeah, and it seemed like he was just going slowly out of bounds. That was because of the throw. 3 minutes left in this third quarter. Hobbs is on a roll, but they are having trouble on the right side trying to keep it in bounds.
Second down and 10 from the 49, still on their side of the field. Twins left and right. Callaway back with his trusty running back Armendariz. 3 in the box now, pass prevent now for Rio Rancho. I'm going to take it again at the middle. Callaway 50, cuts the middle again, 45, 40, 35. This kid is not going to stop. He's got at least 19 on that one, does Callaway. Saw the gap up the middle. Did a quick fake to Armendariz, but 19 for Callaway to move the chains again. And now Callaway has 8 carries for 20 yards. And that will be the 9th first down for the Eagles.
That was brought down by Diego Montano, the Rams defender.
First down in Rio Rancho territory at the 32, middle of the field. Back to pass, Callaway on the shotgun. Another fade route, spiral. And boy, the defender knocking down the receiver. No call.
There's a flag.
Late flag by the back judge in the end zone. The ball was tipped around about the 3-yard line, but there was a major collision going on there.
Actually, yeah, there's 2.
And now we got the flag flying, but that was Gabe Henry, the man going out for the pass. So it looks like PI called. Love that Gabe Henry. That kid's got some size. He's a sophomore, playing both sides of the football. He was a defensive end, but also special teams. 15-yard penalty going to be marked off against Rio Rancho. They're starting to have some issues. That's their second 15-yarder here in this third quarter, and now a total of 50 yards on 4 penalties for the Rams.
I think it was called on Hector Estrada. It looked like they were saying number 3.
10 first downs for the Eagles. They continue to move into the red zone now at the 17 of the Rams. Middle of the field, 2:34 left, third quarter, we're tied at 14. Twins left and right, shotgun, 2-step drop for Callaway. Sends it down the middle of the post route. It's off the hands of the receiver. Might have heard some footsteps, got between 2 defenders in the middle of the end zone, off the post. And ricochet action off the numbers that time, and almost a chance for the touchdown, but incomplete for the Eagles, intended for Isaiah Rodriguez.
Yes, indeed. And it looks like that was one of the better throws, just could not squeeze it in. He was double covered, so, yeah, definitely had to work against all kinds of odds to get that to be a catch.
Yeah, Rodriguez starting to get in some action here in this game. Haven't seen him for a few, and he's starting to get some good pass attempts there from Callaway. Handoff around the right end. Armendariz switching arms with the football and lunges his body across the 15 down to the 14-yard line. He'll pick up 3 on that one, does Armendariz. He's got 12 carries for 22 yards so far, just 2 carries in the second half. That's going to bring up a third down, and no, there's no train here. That's their sound effects here at Cleveland Stadium. Rio Rancho bringing them over from down the street. 2 minutes left here in the third. It's 14-14.
Just under 2 minutes in the third quarter.
Twins left and right. Eagles with a big down here. They want to put some points on the scoreboard. A little audible look now as Callaway looks back to the sideline to Coach Stevens. Going to reset the play. 4 in the box for Rio Rancho. Back to pass, 3-step drop. Callaway going to fire the post route again. And this time he gets the same receiver tangled up at the goal line and could not come up to make the catch. Isaiah Rodriguez again. So going back to the well that time for the Eagles. Well, I'm getting so sick of that big air horn sound effect. I hope that will quit here pretty quickly, but they continue to let it to happen. And that'll be a 4th down situation for the Eagles. 4th and 8. Do I see kickers coming out here? Yes, I might see a kicker coming out.
In this close of a game, points do matter.
They're going to mark it at the 22 21, so that'll be a 31-yard field goal. As stepping up for the Eagles was Braddock Beatty, the sophomore. Good snap, the hold, the kick is up, and it is good. 31-yarder for Braddock Beatty, the sophomore kicker. Very important one there. 31-yard field goal, and the Hobbs Eagles have their first lead of the ball game, 17-14 with 1:33 remaining. We will take a 30-second break and come back live with more Hobbs Eagle football on the KOOL 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
Your Hobbs Eagles lead 17-14 after a 31-yard field goal for Braddock Beatty. 3-point lead, 1:33 left, third quarter. Eagles getting ready to kick off. Beatty will do the chore from the 40-yard line. Big turnaround for the Eagles in this one. Trying to get the second loss of the season for the Rams here at their homecoming game on their arch rivals' turf at Cleveland High School. They had a power outage earlier today, couldn't get it fixed, at least not in time for the game to start. So they had to move and pick up the shop. They didn't even have a halftime show here. Onside kick high in the air, and it's brought down at the 47-yard line, so it kind of backfired for the Eagles. As coming down with it for Rio Rancho was Andrew Gustafson, that big outside linebacker. He plays the front line on the kick return team and giving a big presence up front there. But some good field position for Rio Rancho.
Yeah, I do believe, though, that Hobbs needs to start kicking it deep. That's worked for him in the past in this game. But, yeah, they tried for an onside. It didn't work, and gave the Rams some great field positions.
They're going to send 4 receivers to the left short side in front of the Hobbs Eagles sideline, 1 to the far right. Shotgun Nelson by himself, a high snap, goes to the left flat behind the receiver. He's able to catch it, stumbles across the 50, 45, and is tumbled down finally. One last big meat clamp coming on top of him to stop him. That for Rio Rancho was the receiver Anthony Vramer.
Yep, and that's one of his first big plays we've seen. And, yeah, definitely was able to make something out of nothing out of that. Caught it about 2 yards in, was able to make at least 4 more. Before he got knocked down.
Yeah, that's Raymer's first catch of the ball game for 6, make it 6 yards on that one. That's the 10th reception for Rio Rancho. They'll have it at the 48 of the Hobbs Eagles. Make it the 47. Second down and 6, or make it 4 for Rio Rancho. Shotgun to Nelson with a single setback. Fakes the handoff. Quarterback keeper right. Now he slides back to the middle. Zigzagging around the left side. Puts his head down to the 45-40 and stumbles ahead. Nelson will not go down easy. Kind of like what we're seeing for Callaway for the Eagles so far.
And enough for a first down on that run, too. He was able to avoid about 6 different Hobbs Eagles. Was able to get up the middle and get that first down. But, yeah, he is very elusive.
He went to the right, stopped and went back to the middle, then cut back around the left and tried to get back to the middle again. 7 yards for him, probably exhausted. That's the 13th first down. Now at the Eagle 41-yard line. Left hash, Hobbs up by 3. Twins right, make it trips right, receiver left. Nelson has one man behind him in the backfield. Ramirez on the shotgun. A high snap, fake the handoff. He's going to let it unload with a spiral down over the corner. It's intercepted by the Eagles at the 5-yard line. They'll get it back for Hobbs.
Ooh, but unfortunately, though, looks like there may be an injury as well. Yes, indeed. He caught the ball, looks like, but he may have been injured on the way down.
It will be Hobbs football at the 5-yard line. An official timeout is called. They're going to tend to him quickly. The trainer's out for the Hobbs Eagles, so a pickoff for Hobbs. That is the 3rd turnover for Rio Rancho. 2 fumbles in the first half, now an INT. 2 turnovers on downs and a punt for the Rams. And a guy for the Eagles, though, flat on his back after the INT. We're still trying to find out who that is. And they got a bunch of guys coming out there, a bunch of staff trainers to check this Hobbs Eagle player out at the 5. Flat on his back right on the 5-yard line.
Yeah, what we're hoping for is the fact that, when he caught the ball, he landed on the ground and knocked the air out of him.
Javen Hernandez.
He just got winded.
Javen Hernandez, DB for the Hobbs Eagles with the INT. As he comes off the field. And it will be Hobbs football. Again, 3 turnovers for Rio Rancho so far. Hobbs, though, with the ball at the 5-yard line.
And the lead.
Yep, 3-point lead after that 31-yard field goal by Braddock Beatty. 50 seconds left in the third. It's 17-14 Eagles. These teams are tied up with record, by the way, 2-2 on the history of these two squads. And this Rio Rancho team is 19-4 in 23 years of their homecoming. Twins left, receiver right. Shotgun for Callaway. He's back behind the goal line at the 1 yard line, or -1. As he heads up the middle, Armendariz gets around to the right after he cuts up the middle first. He's down to the 14, and that's going to be about 2 shy. They're going to give him 8 on that one, just shy of the 15-yard line.
Yeah, Andrew Gustafson was the one that stopped him for the Rams. He could have gotten a big gain if he'd just gotten past him, but, unfortunately, Armendariz did get a good run, but not enough for a first.
13 carries for 30 yards for Armendariz. 2nd down and 2 now for the Eagles at the 13. Twins left, receiver right, shotgun. Callaway hands it off to Armendariz again, but the big wall coming through, and that's going to be a stop behind the line of scrimmage and maybe back up for forward progress if he's lucky.
Yeah, that was 3 different defenders from the Rams that came up and made that big stop. And, yeah, it is 3rd down once again. 3rd and short, though, about 2 to 3.
Xavier Provencio, the defensive end in there. That will run out the clock. No gain on the play there. 3rd down and 2 the Eagles will be faced with when we come back. We head to the 4th quarter. Your Eagles are their first lead of the game, 17-14 over Rio Rancho. Wanting to spoil a homecoming on the road. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
First American Bank believes success comes from building personal, long-lasting relationships that are built on mutual trust. We take a consultative-driven approach to get to know you and your business. We offer a wide array of banking and digital solutions, plus more than a century of local experience. So, with First American Bank as your trusted partner, when you succeed, we do too. Find out how we can get it done for you. First American Bank, local first since 1903. Member FDIC.
Back here at Rio Rancho, New Mexico, Ty friend Ron Gunner, Tiffany Stuber. Your Hobbs Eagles lead 17-14 over the Rio Rancho Rams. This is a 3-1 ball club for the Rams. The Eagles at 1-3, but a good big road trip, and it'd be a nice way to get started with your off bye week, getting ready for that district schedule.
Absolutely would be. Hobbs would be so happy if they could just walk away with a win, even if it's 1 point. They don't care. They just want to get on the winning side. They've lost a couple already this season, and they're coming up on the conference play. So, yeah, they definitely want to get rolling on the right side. They've already got their goals set. No matter what their record is, they're going to continue to fight for that goal, and I think they're doing that tonight. They are definitely making headway both offensively and defensively.
Of course, this Rio Rancho team with wins over Organ Mountain, El Dorado, and the forfeit win over La Cueva. That's where they got their 3 so far. Lost to El Paso Eastlake. Hobbs Eagles now with a 3rd down and 2 from the 13. Got a man in motion right to left. Got to go with the handoff up the middle. Here goes our man. Armendariz bounces off one defender. Looks like he has enough for the 1st down up the middle, and he's going to get 3. That will move the chains for the Eagles. Big-time run there. Did not want to have to punt that one away. 11th 1st down for Hobbs. Now in the double digits. Continue moving forward, and that will be a total of 33 yards on 14 carries for Armendariz.
Yeah, Armendariz just barely made it in there before he got stopped, and definitely we wanted to see that 1st down. We got it.
Yeah, he got his body down low and bounced off one defender. That gave him a little bit of a push forward and got the pinball action for the 1st down. 1st and 10 from the 16-yard line. Eagles up by 3. Twins left, receiver right. Callaway back in shotgun as a slot man to the right side as well. He's going to throw the screen back to the left side. Armendariz to the 15, near sideline, 20, 25. It is thrown down by the helmet out of bounds. As he'll pick up, looks like about 9, make it close to almost the 1st down. Maybe he's shy by a shoelace here.
He is shy by half a foot.
That's his
No.
Third catch.
They gave him the
They
first
gave
down.
him 10 yards for him. Remember, he had the 61-yard touchdown reception earlier. That's for 10 there. And that'll be the 12th first down for the Eagles. He's had 3 catches for 71 yards. First down and 10 from the 21-yard line. 11-18 left here in the fourth. Make it 4 receivers right, 1 left. Shotgun to himself, Callaway. Steps up in the pocket. Pump fake, rolls right, gets away from pressure. 25, stretches it out to the 30, and is slopped down after a gain of about 4 yards. Make it 5 for Callaway. And that kid's not going down easy, just like Nelson for Rio Rancho.
Yeah, both these quarterbacks are very good on their feet. In fact, actually, that's another coverage one where he could not see any receivers right away, so he went ahead and started running. as the pocket collapsed around him.
25 yards so far for Callaway on 9 carries. 2nd down and 5 now from the 30.5. Shotgun, handoff going around the end from right to left, and getting hit in the backfield, trying to get back to the line of scrimmage and getting ahead for about maybe 2 yards. Good second effort there was Hawkes. He was in motion from right to left and then cut it back up the middle as he'll pick up 2 for the Eagles. He's got now 3 carries for 16 yards. 3rd down and about 3 for the Eagles as the fake train comes back through the stadium here. They're at the 33.5-yard line. Shotgun back to pass Callaway. 2-step drop to curl route. Caught at the 40. 45 up the left sideline. 50 and out of bounds for the 1st down.
Coach gave him a congratulatory slap on the back of the head. And that was, looks like Justin Black.
17 yards for Black. He's got 3 catches for 38 total now. And that's the 13th first down for the Eagles up to the mid-stripe of the 50-yard line. Move the chains. Clock to 10:08 remaining. He did get out of bounds. A 1st and 10 from the 50. Twins left and right. Both sets of receivers stacked. Shotgun for Callaway. Delay handoff. No, he keeps it after faking it to Armendariz. Rolls around the left and out of bounds in front of the Hobbs Eagles sideline. Short yardage gain on that one. Maybe 2 depending on where he stepped out. Actually,
4.
They're going to give him 4 on that one. So good job for Callaway. He continues to pick up the yards here in the second half. He's had 4 carries in the second half for 26 yards and 29 overall with 10 carries.
Callaway has just taken advantage of anything the Rams will give him, and that was the 4 he took.
Hobbs will send 2 receivers right, 2 to the left side, the short side in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench. Callaway back with Armendariz in the backfield. Big shifting now for Rio Rancho. They have 5 on the front defensive line. One man kind of stumbled forward there on the right side, but I don't think he broke the plane there. It's long delay on the snap here for Callaway. 2-step drop, stays pocket, sends it down the left sideline. Low shot. Did it get caught? We got 2 men on the football. They're going to call it incomplete on a bouncer there, but that was almost going to be a tie-up. Usually tie goes to the runner when it comes to the receiver, but they're going to say it might have hit the turf low that time. Good job of getting down on the turf. It looked like Black was the intended receiver down there at the 30. Incomplete, though.
But the only problem was he had to come back and get it. Still was covered by the Ram. And unfortunately, otherwise, that should have been at least a great catch around the 20-yard line.
3rd down and 6. What's a catch?
I know.
It's
a fancy catch.
Callaway back to pass, dump into the left flat, caught at the 45, 40, 35, 30. And that's where they'll end up with a 1st down. They started at the 46. That'll be a 16-yard reception coming out of the screen on the left side.
Armendariz, once again, proving that he has got what it takes to be on this squad.
Yeah, he's got 3 double-digit catches here in the second half. 16, 10, and 61. The 61-yarder was for a touchdown. So he continues to rack up the numbers. 87 yards of receptions on 4 catches. 1st and 10 now from the 31. Back to pass Callaway out of the shotgun. Scamper around the pocket. He's going to go down. Gets crumbled up. Kind of some happy feet that time right in the middle, and the wall closes down around him. Looks like the man in there first was Elijah Garbidian. He is the outside linebacker. Kind of a small guy out there, but he does have some speed. That's going to be a loss of about 3 yards for Callaway.
Eagles. Yeah.
So it'll be 2nd down and 13 now for the Eagles. They'll be backed up to the 33-yard line in Rio Rancho territory. Trips right, receiver left. 8:20 and ticking here in the 4th, 17-14. They'll throw a little quick slant across the 35, 30, 25, and down to the 20-yard line. 11 yards for the Eagles up the middle, and the Eagles are fired up, pumping those fists up in the air.
Had a great defensive line for him heading the way. Looked like it was Joshua Ray that was helping them get those extra yards.
13 yards for Hawkes there for the 15th first down. Middle of the field now at the 20, make it the 19. Eagles are knocking at the door in the red zone now. Would like to add on to a 3-point lead, 17-14, after that 31-yard field goal from Beatty. That going on in the 3rd quarter. 7:58 remaining. Eagles going to take some time to run clock here. Going to get their receivers all adjusted right. They'll send 1 left, 2 right. Hobbs still looking to the sideline for the play call now. They don't have a field clock on the field, so it's up. The back judge is taking care of that count down on the field. Again, Callaway back in shotgun with Armendariz on his left shoulder to give to Armendariz. Going to scamper up the middle, breaks a tackle to the 15. And is going to get the, looks like 5 yards for him. Just trying to see what gap he can see up ahead of him. So Armendariz gets another carry. That's his 5th carry in the second half. He's got 39 yards overall and 16 carries.
Killian Carrier was also helping on that one as well for the line.
2nd down and 3. The ball placed at the, where they got that at, about the 14-yard line, it appears. And we're trying to look way down the field here. Press box quite a bit of ways from the actual field here at Cleveland High School. Twins right, receiver left, man in motion to the left slots position. Low snap, the handoff again. Armendariz breaks tackles, 10-5, touchdown! In from 14 yards out, Armendariz extends the lead to 9. 14 yards for Armendariz, his first rushing touchdown of the ball game. As the Hobbs Eagles get back up on the scoreboard.
And that was a clean run. Nobody really actually touched him at all. He was able to get out into the secondary, and by that time, he ran in for that nice touchdown.
Of course, the Hobbs Eagles playing this 6A team from Rio Rancho, one of the tops in the state. And we got a big runoff here from the Rams on the right side of the defensive line. They had 3 guys off sides and led first in the charges there by Ryan Brown, the linebacker. So they're kind of getting out of sync mentally here in this ball game as the Eagles from southeast of Mexico making a homecoming call up here in Rio Rancho.
Exactly. They lost last week, and so they're going to take vengeance on whoever they're playing. This time around, it's the Rio Rancho Rams that are suffering for that loss.
So an offside penalty in the neutral zone there for Rio Rancho. That's their 5th penalty for 55 yards. And again, you really don't want these half the distance penalties on the PATs for the kickers. That just tries to make them have to kick straight up instead of a more extended leg on this one. So here comes Beatty. Here's a good snap. Kick is up, and the kick is good inside the left upright. So Hobbs now up by 10. 6:49 left here in the 4th. 24-14 Eagles will like to get their record of 3-2 against these Rams overall for the history of the two teams. We'll be back in 30 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Divine Energy Services in the Permian Basin. Divine is more than just an amazing partner in the oil field. They are committed to the youth in the Permian Basin as well. From academics to athletics, you can be assured that Divine is supporting it. Remember Divine Energy for all of your oil field needs. Divine Energy Services, supporting the Permian Basin and the Hobbs Eagles since 2006.
24-14, your Hobbs Eagles leading over Rio Rancho, the Rams, in their homecoming affair. Hobbs want to get their record at 2-3 on the season after a big 14-yard run for Armendariz to get the 10-point lead. Hobbs Eagles again off next week. A nice little present for them. They can enjoy this feast after they come up here to Rio Rancho. We'll have to wait and see what's going to happen, though. We got 6:48 remaining. Ready for the kickoff. Here comes Beatty. Gets this one in the air this time. Caught at the 35. It's fumbled by the Rams, and they're coming down with it at the 36. Boy, that was a feast right in front of the Hobbs Eagles sideline, too. As finally coming down with it as he had to get down on the turf was Bodie Victor, wide receiver there. And boy, Hobbs would have loved to have that back around the 40-yard line heading in.
Exactly. Bode got real lucky about the fact that it bounced right into him. Otherwise, it could have been an easy fumble for the Hobbs Eagles to get.
1st and 10 for the Rams. They got a 10-point deficit to work with here at the 36. Twins left, receiver right. Hobbs has 4 in the box defensively. Shotgun Nelson. Handed off, coming up the middle, scampering hard is Ramirez. Continues across the 45, and he's getting out close to the first down marker here. That's going to be exactly 10 for Ramirez. He's been quiet this second half. He's got a total now of 3 carries for 55 yards, but 14 here in the second half.
Carlos Jimenez was in on the stop on that one.
14 first downs for the Rams. Now at the 48 of their side of the field. Trips right, receiver left. Urgency now, quick hurry-up offense. 4 in the box again for the Eagles. Shotgun to Nelson, a high snap. Handoff going right, getting around the end of the 50. 45 of the Eagles, continuing on is Ramirez. And he's going to get up ahead for another 7 and stopped on the right hash.
Oh, and he is down.
He's holding his leg pretty heavily here and wincing in pain, flat on the ground, stomach to the turf at the 45-yard line.
That was a big mess up there. They had a couple Eagles that brought him down, but unfortunately may have been an injury involved as well.
So he's kind of scrunched over, flat on the ground. We'll take a quick break. 6:11 left, fourth quarter. Hobbs 24, Rio Rancho 14. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Eastern New Mexico University in Portales is proud to offer potential students the opportunity to attend ENMU tuition-free with the New Mexico Opportunity Scholarship. And now we're proud to announce the newly created Freshman Hound Housing Room Grant, which will allow students the opportunity to receive up to $3,000 per year off their housing costs when living on the ENMU campus. For more information on how ENMU is making higher education more affordable for you and your family members, visit enmu.edu. Eastern New Mexico University. Student success, that's what we're about.
Devon Energy is proud to support Hobbs High School athletic programs. By partnering with Hobbs, we're making an investment in the long-term future of our community. Sports teach discipline, teamwork, and leadership, skills our youth will use to succeed for a lifetime. From our team to yours, Devon Energy wishes you good luck this season, both on the field and in the classroom. Go Eagles!
Back here in Rio Rancho, still injured player is Ramirez, their starting running back.
Oh, good.
They are getting him up now, and that is him that isn't injured. They're had about 3 or 4 trainers out here. We had a Hobbs injury. It looks like he's holding his right thigh or hip area as he walks off by himself with four medical personnel behind him, but I don't think that's the type of kid that wants to sit out the rest of this ball game. He's got a total of 13 carries for 62 yards so far. He's their one of their leading rushers. Of course, Nelson's a big go-to man so far in this game. He's had some big runs, 54-yarder for a touchdown, 36-yarder here in the second half, so he's definitely down on the field. But a 2nd down and 2 for the Rams as we're back to live action at the 44 of the Eagles. Hobbs up by 10. Shotgun back to pass. Nelson back at the 50, down the middle, post route, caught at the 21. Breaking a tackle, 15. Breaking another tackle, 10, 5, stretching out to the left sideline into the end zone. That is Pitt for the 44-yard touchdown.
No, that's Raymer.
Yeah, Raymer with a 44-yarder. Second catch of the ball game. He's one of their top receivers. Kind of quiet tonight, but a big one there for the score.
Yeah, just unfortunately, Hobbs unable to get a hold of him. Of course, Raymer is elusive. That's the reason why he's the top receiver. And that one definitely ran in all the way for a touchdown.
Eagles still up by 4, pinning the PAT here, 24-20. So it changes the complexion of the game just a bit. Hobbs, the offense is going to be fired up, though. They definitely want to keep moving the football with just 5:56 remaining. Good snap. Kick is up. And the kick is good. 5:56 remaining here in Rio Rancho on Cleveland's turf. The Rams trying to scratch their way back into this one, but Hobbs with a 3-point lead, 24-21. We'll be back in 30 seconds live on KOOL 95.7 on the radio, HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and the KOOL 95.7 Facebook page on the internet.
NMR Pipeline is a highly qualified, dedicated company, leading in performance with management and employees who've provided over 45 years of service in pipeline maintenance and construction within the oil and gas industry. NMR Pipeline, 300 South Main in Eunice, or call 394-0144 for more information. Again, 394-0144. NMR Pipeline is proud to be a supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics.
56 left here in Rio Rancho. Your Hobbs Eagles holding on to a three-point lead here. No baseball going on. 24-21 is your score after a 44-yard pass for Rio Rancho from Nelson to Raymer to make it a 3-point game. Winds are picking up a little bit more here late in the fourth. As Hobbs get ready to return, we're going to wait to see if we can see some onsiders like we did early in the game for Rio Rancho. They're going to keep it short and sweet down low. It's loose at the 45 of the Eagles. Rams are pointing their direction. They want the football. Waiting to see if this is going to be good or not. Yep. Yes, it looks like it is. The onside kick gets to the Hobbs Eagle 45. It looked like the kicker was on top of the football before it even got to 10 yards. He was like trailing it, almost like he was overrunning the football that time. But it's going to be a turnover for the Eagles on special teams.
Exactly, Ed. Yeah, he was right next to it and fell down once it went beyond 10 yards. And that's all they had to do. First down, Rams.
It'll be at the Eagle 44.5-yard line, middle of the field. A 3-point Eagle lead with 5:53 remaining. Stacked receivers, 2 left and 2 right for the Rams. Shotgun for Nelson. We got the defensive right side of the line jumping, but I don't know if they got through the neutral zone. The ref didn't call. None of the line judges called the penalty, although everybody was pointing at him for the Rams side of the football. Still going to get the snap count here. High one to Nelson, who he gets run into his running back and tries to hand it off, and a big collision in the backfield. That was caused by the offense, not the defense, although they got in there to make a stop.
Yeah, Andrew Torres was part of that pileup that stopped the run from happening. In fact, brought him back about 2 yards.
Oliver Hill, big DT for the Hobbs Eagles. The defensive tackle got in there and knocked him down after the collision in the backfield. 2-yard loss for Ramirez. He's back in the game, though, after going out with that injury a few minutes ago. 2nd down and 12 now from the 44-6 of the Eagles. Back to pass. Nelson on the shotgun. A fade route down the far left sideline. Drops short at the 25. His receiver is about the 20, but incomplete in the dirt, or in the field turf, I should say.
Yeah, Raymer was running step for step with the defender of Hobbs Eagles, but it was thrown well short, about 3 yards at least. Bounce up, and he caught it, but that was way too late. Incomplete pass. Going for another down.
That was Dale Madsen, the strong safety for the Eagles back there to help out in the pickup core there for the Hobbs Eagle D. 5:15 remaining after the incomplete pass, stopping the clock. Hobbs up by 3, 24-21. Rams a bit twin receivers left and right. The quarterback Nelson and Ramirez looking to the sideline for a possible change of play call here. Maybe an audible going on. Coach Pino yelling something out. Shotgun high. 1-step drop. They go with the curl route. Diving on the turf at the 38 of the Eagles. We'll see if that's going to be a catch. Yes, it will be.
Oh, yeah, it is.
As coming down with it will be for the Rams, Pitt. So he picks up some of the negative yards they had in the backfield, and he's going to get about 10 total. Pitt, his 3rd catch for 31 yards. Not a first down, though. Short by 3. 4th down and 3 for the Rams at the Hobbs Eagle 37-yard line. 4:50 remaining. A big play here. 5 in the front line for the Eagles. Shotgun back to Nelson, back to the 45. In the pocket, he's getting flushed out. He's zigzagging. He gets knocked out. Howard with the shoulder bump to the floor as the Hobbs Eagles get him back to the line of scrimmage and take him out.
Major McPherson.
Yeah, McPherson coming out of the linebacking core, threw a shoulder at his shoulder and won that one. It was a definite domino effect there, and a gain of nothing on the play. Hobbs Eagle football.
Yeah, turnover on downs. Once again, Hobbs Eagles showing some smart defense at the right time.
3rd turnover on downs in this game. There's also been 3 turnovers as well. 2 fumbles and an interception for the Rams. Not a clean sheet for them. 1st and 10 for the Eagles at their own 37. Shotgun. The handoff up the gut, and here comes Armendariz as a flag in the defensive secondary. So wait to see what that's going to be all about.
Yeah, it could be a hold, could be anything.
Kind of late in the play, though.
It does look like
Hobbs hold penalty on the Eagles. Haven't seen only this second penalty in the second half. They had 7 for 50 in the first half, and now it's a total of 9 for 75, so 25 yards in the second half, but still a 10-yarder at that.
Right. So
and Hobbs does not want to be backing up here. They only have a 3-point lead, and 4:37 remaining. Turnovers would be costly, and penalty yardage not helping the cause out either. Going to be 1st down and 20 now, back at the 27-yard line for the Eagles. Twins left, receiver right. Callaway gets a shotgun, 2-step drop, throws the out route, coming back to catch it at the 35, at the sideline, 40, 45, and out of bounds at the 1st down marker. Jaquez gets a 21-yarder off the out route and up the far sideline in front of the Rio Rancho bench. 21 there for Jaquez. That'll be a 1st down for the Eagles. They're 6. Oh, no, they're going to say he was short by 5 yards. Excuse me on that one. That's going to be at the 41. He went out of bounds, I guess, sooner than what we thought on that. 2nd down. Handoff up the middle. Bouncing off people's Armendariz and somehow falls forward to the 41-yard line. So I'm going to give it about 2 yards for that one for Armendariz. So he's keeping things flowing just a bit. Going to be a 3rd down and 5 for the Eagles. As we get down to the wire here, 4:06 remaining. A 3rd and 5 from the Eagle 41-yard line.
Both sides looking at their coaches, seeing what the play is going to be, and now they are satisfied getting back into it.
Twins right, slot right, single receiver left side in front of the Hobbs bench. Shotgun Callaway. He wants to go option up the middle with the quarterback keeper. 40, 45, and he's going to be short of the first down by about a yard, maybe even more because his knee went down further back.
About 3 yards.
Yeah, they're going to put him back about the 45-yard line. He's going to be short by about 2 yards. So he gets 2 on that one, does the quarterback Callaway. Looked like he was going to option left and decided to tuck it and go up the middle. Quarterback keeper, 4th down and 2. Big decision for Coach Stevens. Close to the 45-yard line, still on the Hobbs side of the field.
3:20 left in the game.
Yeah, he looks like he's going to go for at least the hard stop count to see what's going to happen. Twins right, receiver left. Slot left as well. Callaway looks to the sideline after the hard call there. 3:07 and ticking. 4th and 2 from the 45. Back in shot he goes after talking to his line, and a time called.
Yep.
Coach Stevens wants to talk about it. Big decision here. I don't think you could go for it on a 4th and 2 from your own 45 because Rio Rancho's had the ball several times at midfield. They just scored on their last drive, so they got a little bit of momentum going on there. What do you think on this timeout call?
Look, I think you got to talk about it. You got to say how much do we depend on the defense, because you got to make that. And if you don't make that 2 yards, then you're totally relying on the defense to be able to stop them midway, or actually even less than midway. And we had a problem with that just on the last drive. So you ask yourself, can you make those 2 yards, or is it better off to go ahead and kick and put your defense out there and let them win the game for you?
We know Nelson's had several big runs in this second half, 36 yards, 14, 10. So he definitely, as a workhorse, had a 54-yard rush for a touchdown earlier. Hasn't had those little breakout runs we saw earlier in the game with those end arounds and stuff. We saw his video from the last couple of games. He's had some big breakout runs in those as well, especially against Oregon Mountain last week and their victory over them. Oregon Mountain, they beat 34-7. So both teams have broke the timeout huddles, and they're out on the field. Hobbs with a 4th and 2 from their own 45, lead by 3, 24-21, 3 minutes remaining. No, those are not trains. They're completely blowing our ears out here at Cleveland Stadium. Here's the Eagles going for it on 4th. Shotgun for Callaway. Twins left, receiver right. Get the ball up the middle to Armendariz. He breaks through 45, 50, gets tripped up and falls forward to the 45 with the first down.
And Hobbs is a leader for that first down. That is a big first down. 2:55 to go. All they need really is a couple more first downs, and they've got this game wrapped up as they get to about midfield.
That's 10 for Armendariz into Rio Rancho territory at the 45, and he got tripped from behind. His body flattened out right on top of the field turf. Might have taken the wind out of him, though. There's a run to the sideline here. Looks like Callaway came all the way over to Coach Stevens, and now running back to the middle of the field here. I probably couldn't hear what the call was, and now he wants to set it up right. 1st and 10 from the 45.
2:30.
Yeah, 2:30 left here. Twins left, receiver right. Receivers didn't know what the call was. They had to come back and talk to Callaway. Gets a shotgun. Oh, he fumbled the football as he handed to Armendariz. Armendariz slides right and dives on top of it, and they're going to lose about 5 yards off of that one. A miscommunication. Looked like Armendariz headed right, and looked like Callaway was trying to go up the middle with it and tried to hand it off to the side and was behind him and hit the turf.
Yeah, it definitely was not a clean handoff, definitely. But Armendariz was lucky enough to be able to notice that and be able to land on the ball because he was tackled immediately by a Ram defender.
-4 on that one. Drops it back to the 49-yard line to bring up a 2nd down and 14. The timeout on the field will keep it right here. 2:19 remaining. 24-21 is the score. How do we get here? It was a first score by Rio Rancho in the first quarter, a 17-yard pass, Nelson to Pitt, 7-0. Second quarter, Eagles tie it up with a 16-yard pass from Callaway to Hawkes to make it 7-7. Rio Rancho took a halftime lead after a 54 run from the quarterback Nelson, 14-7 at the half. Third quarter, Hobbs tied it up. 61-yard pass from, again, Callaway to Armendariz, made it 14-14. Hobbs hit a 31-yard field goal from Beatty with 1:33 left in the third to make it 17-14. Hobbs, a 14-yard run for Armendariz in the fourth, 24-14, and then a touchdown for Raymer on a 44-yard pass, 21-24. Back to live action. 2nd down and 14 for the Eagles from the 49 of Rio Rancho. Shotgun, back deep. Here comes Hawkes, heading to the left side, is dropped down at the 46. He came in motion and then stopped in the backfield. He's going to get back close to the original line of scrimmage, and looks like just 3, though. He'll be shy of the original line of scrimmage by 1 to make it a 3rd down and 11. But, boy, this is getting in a testy atmosphere here.
Yeah, that was a direct snap to Hawkes. Just wasn't able to get anything out of that. even though he had a couple of defenders around him that you thought would be able to open up a hole. But instead, it is now 2:12 in the game. Another timeout for the Rio Rancho Rams.
They go ahead and give Hawkins 4 yards back to the original line of scrimmage. So it will be a 3rd down and 10 for the Eagles at the 45 of the Rams, right on the left hash now. And again, very important down here. You know, Hobbs are going to split the difference, and they don't get the 10. They're going to probably a decision whether to go for it because they want to continue to have more downs to keep that clock moving.
All I can say is this, one more down. If Hobbs can get one more first down, that is the game.
That's correct. That's going to definitely do it because Rams are out of timeouts. Hobbs has 2 at this point. Eagles break their huddle, head out back to the field. 3rd down and 10 from the Rio Rancho 45 on the left hash. 24-21 Eagles over the Rams. Here we go. We got twins left on the left sideline, one on the right. And here comes the shotgun for Callaway. Throws a quick pass to the left sideline to Black. Heads up the sideline and gets rammed out of bounds quickly. He's not going to get the first. He's going to get about, looks like 6 yards, maybe 7.
But the other unfortunate thing that he did, other than not get the first down, he went out of bounds. It stops the clock at 2:09.
That's going to be at the 39-yard line. It's going to be a 4th down and 3.5 for the Eagles. Big down decision here. Like you said, running the clock might have helped a little bit, but 2:08 it stopped with the out-of-bounds play. And now they're looking to the sideline of the Eagles. Big one coming up here from the 39 on the left hash. 4th down and a long 3.5 or so, close to 4.
Solid in the back.
Twins left, receiver right, back to pass. Here goes Callaway. Pump fake, curl route, caught at the 34, breaking a tackle up the sideline and knocked down at the 29. That will be a first down. That's a 10-yard pickup off that left sideline.
Justin Black was the one, and he kept it inside. He went in instead of going back to the sideline and kept the clock running.
3 catches for him in the second half for 34 yards, 54 overall, and that will be the 17th first down for the Eagles. The clock to 1:51. As we mentioned, no timeouts remaining for the Rams. Big time play there. They can continue to run the clock as much as they need to. Eagles are kind of confused about the play call. The receivers are saying, I need to know what's going on here.
I think they're just going to kneel down on this one.
Well, 1:38, you could get a couple of plays, at least 30-some seconds off the clock here. Kneel down, as you mentioned, Callaway right behind the line and gets a -1 on that one. But he knows the timeout situation. 1:28 and ticking here, so you get about 25 seconds off for each of these.
Here's the problem. They don't have the play clock, so they have to guess or look over at the sideline to be able to know exactly when to kneel down, so that way it utilizes the most time.
They do have a signal from the back judge to the white cap. The actual hand goes out at the last 5 seconds to kind of give both teams an option or ability to see what the clock is going down to, at least on the field clock. It's down to 1 minute now. And they're just going to keep doing the kneel downs, and not much urgency from Rio Rancho. They know this one might be in the books. Second kneel down for Callaway. Clock down to 50 seconds. You can hear the Hobbs Eagle fans hooping and hollering here in Rio Rancho. Jumping jacks on the sideline for the Hobbs Eagle players as they get a big road win on this one and knock off the homecoming team. That'll be their 5th homecoming loss out of 24 years, and a 3-2 record for the Hobbs Eagles against the Rio Rancho squad in the history. Another kneel down for Callaway.
That is the game.
That's going to do it right there. 25 seconds remaining. Big upset on the road against the 3-1 Rio Rancho Rams. Boy, we got a big mosh pit going on here. The Eagles get lined up for the handshake, bouncing against chests, and pretty excited about this win on the road. As the Rams are going to drop to 3-2, the Eagles improved to 2-3. Clock's running down here at Cleveland Stadium, so I guess the Hobbs Eagles like to play on these neutral sites, even though it wasn't something they had planned on. That's the buzzer as we are done here at Rio Rancho. Hobbs 24, the Rams 21. We'll be back in 3 minutes live with the postgame show on KOOL 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube.
We know that you want to make the most out of your time. At Lee County State Bank, we believe banking should be quick and easy. That's why we're proud to provide video banking to our customers. Save time and a trip to the bank and meet with a video banker instead. Getting started is easy. Download the LCSB Connect app, create a profile, bank from anywhere. Not a customer yet? No problem. You can use a video banking app to open an account too. Download the app today and start banking from anywhere.
Visit onlinelcsb.com. Lee County State Bank, member FDIC.
Forest Tire. Mile after mile, we've been with you for almost 80 years. Nowadays, it seems like nothing is built to last. Phones, appliances, cars, computers. But the new Michelin Defender 2 tire is designed to outlast. With a quiet and comfortable ride, you'll have the confidence you need on the roads, whether they're wet or dry. So goodbye to short-lived and hello to something that lasts. Forest Tire, keeping you rolling since 1944.
Your comfort is our concern. Tech air conditioning and heating.
Whatever temperatures this summer brings, whether you need a quick fix or an entirely new cooling system, ATEC Air Conditioning and Heating, your Bryant dealer, will do whatever it takes for your family's comfort.
Your comfort is our concern. Tech air conditioning and heating. Call 392-5307. Tech.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
First American Bank believes success comes from building personal, long-lasting relationships that are built on mutual trust. We take a consultative-driven approach to get to know you and your business. We offer a wide array of banking and digital solutions, plus more than a century of local experience. So, with First American Bank as your trusted partner, when you succeed, we do too. Find out how we can get it done for you. First American Bank, local first since 1903. Member FDIC.
Divine Energy Services in the Permian Basin. Divine is more than just an amazing partner in the oil field. They are committed to the youth in the Permian Basin as well. From academics to athletics, you can be assured that Divine is supporting it. Remember Divine Energy for all of your oil field needs. Divine Energy Services, supporting the Permian Basin and the Hobbs Eagles since 2006.
Eastern New Mexico University in Portales is proud to offer potential students the opportunity to attend ENMU tuition-free with the New Mexico Opportunity Scholarship. And now we're proud to announce the newly created Freshman Hound Housing Room Grant, which will allow students the opportunity to receive up to $3,000 per year off their housing costs when living on the ENMU campus. For more information on how ENMU is making higher education more affordable for you and your family members, visit enmu.edu. Eastern New Mexico University. Student success, that's what we're about.
Devon Energy is proud to support Hobbs High School athletic programs. By partnering with Hobbs, we're making an investment in the long-term future of our community. Sports teach discipline, teamwork, and leadership, skills our youth will use to succeed for a lifetime. From our team to yours, Devon Energy wishes you good luck this season, both on the field and in the classroom. Go Eagles!
NMR Pipeline is a highly qualified, dedicated company, leading in performance with management and employees who've provided over 45 years of service in pipeline maintenance and construction within the oil and gas industry. NMR Pipeline, 300 South Main in Eunice, or call 394-0144 for more information. Again, 394-0144. NMR Pipeline is proud to be a supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics.
Welcome back to Rio Rancho. Ty Friend, Ron Gunner, and Tiffany Stuber with you tonight. Your Hobbs Eagles victorious, spoiling the Rio Rancho homecoming, 24-21 final. Thanks to that big-time field goal we had from Beatty, a 31-yarder. That gave the Eagles their first lead to the ball game at 17-14 towards the end of the third quarter. Hobbs added a 14-yard run for Armendariz, making it 24-14. But then Rio Rancho came back late, 5:56 remaining. A Raymer pass reception to make it 24-21. Eagles holding on to that three-point lead. That final first down and a couple of kneel downs, three of them after that, put the game in the books.
And you know, most head coaches don't like the field goal kick. They would rather have a touchdown, however. You also don't want to go off and have a drive, go down the field, and then have nothing for it. So I think the field goal was a smart move, and in the end, it was the winning move that got Hobbs elevated above, of course, the Rio Rancho Rams here in Cleveland, as Cleveland was facing Artesia in Artesia.
Boy, this game was definitely a big-time offensive production for the Hobbs Eagles, close to 400 yards of offense tonight, although Rio Rancho managed 343, but still, we got the better deal here with that field goal and, of course, the Armendariz touchdown. In fact, Armendariz finished up in this ball game with 2 touchdowns, a 61-yarder from a pass reception in the third quarter, and then added the 14-yard run for a score on the ground in the fourth quarter. So he definitely was getting his worth in terms of getting the football in the backfield and going out for the pass receptions too. Well, let's look at the numbers first of all for the Rio Rancho Rams, who dropped to 3-2 on the season and 2-3 against the Hobbs Eagles in the history of these two squads. Nelson, their quarterback, triple digits tonight in the running game, 18 carries for 144 yards. He had a 54-yarder for a touchdown and a couple of big double digits in the second half, 36, 14, and 10. So he was definitely a workhorse as a runner as a quarterback. Ramirez went down with an injury in the second half, but he came back. He had 14 carries for 60 yards, only 19 in the second half. That was most of those before the injury too. So kind of put him down a little bit in the second half, did the Hobbs Eagle defense. Also, Raymer, the receiver, did get a time to run once, and he got 13 yards. So only 4 guys had a chance to run the football in this game. They finished up with 215 yards, though, in the rushing category due to mostly Nelson's rushes that we talked about already. Passing game, they had 4 different receivers catching balls in this one. Their most yardage came to Raymer, 2 for 50, but his 44 yardage really the bulk of those numbers, and he's their top receiver on the season too. So he was kept very quiet. Both receptions coming in the second half, although this team does go to him quite a bit game after game. Lots of other guys getting at least multiple catches. Ramirez, the running back, had 3 for 25 in this game. Valencia had 3 catches for 22, all coming in the first half of action, and Pitt had 3 catches for 31. Pitt had a touchdown reception of 17. Raymer had a reception for a pass reception for 44 in a score for them. So they had a couple of pass touchdowns and 1 on the running game. So 215 in the running department tonight. 128 in the passing for 343 yards of total offense for the Rio Rancho Rams. They had 3 turnovers, interception, 2 fumbles, 3 turnovers on downs, and a punt. They had 5 penalties in the contest for a total of 55 yards. They did have a total of 14 first downs in this ball game as well. And again, going back to the passing, I forgot to mention they were 11 of 21. In terms of their passing game for 128. So those are the numbers for the Rio Rancho Rams. The Hobbs Eagles didn't get their lead until the third quarter with just 1:33 remaining. They got that field goal from Beatty, and then, of course, Armendariz helping out in the fourth quarter. So it took a little while for the Eagles to get over that hump and get that lead, but once they did it, it was smooth sailing to the end for the W.
And once again, we have been seeing this again and again with the Hobbs Eagles. They come back in the second half stronger than they do the first half. Now, if they can complete with 4 quarters of this same intensity they get in the third and the fourth, we'll see a different style, and we'll also see, of course, bigger points put on for Hobbs. But this one, you said the fact that this is 2-2. It's actually the 3rd winning streak against Rio Rancho. So that is impressive right there. 3 wins against Rio Rancho going all the way back to 2009.
Of course, last year, 30-20 at Watson Stadium, too, at the home field. So that's a good point to make. Let's look at the Hobbs Eagle numbers now in terms of the rushing. Lots of rushes for Armendariz. Now, he didn't have any major breakout stuff, but heck, 1 passing reception for a touchdown, 1 rushing. We'll take those numbers, the 12 points that he picked up for us. 19 carries for 60 yards. He got dropped in the backfield a few times, but these are a lot of small stuff, 7, 5, 10. 10 was his long in this game, but still, you got to remember, too, they had the big reception for a touchdown, 61 yards in this contest back in the second half also, but still, he didn't dominate in terms of running over everybody, but heck, this kid was a workhorse. He kept getting the football, doing the small stuff, but getting the W nonetheless.
Yeah, what you do is I love what Hobbs did. Their game plan was great. They started off small ball. They wanted to just move the ball down the field little bits at a time, and then when you think that you're going to do that again, you hit the long ball and be able to get that score like they did in the second quarter and put Rams, I wouldn't say they put them to sleep pretty much, but Duke, zig when they zag and just play something that they weren't expecting.
Callaway, quarterback, second start of the season, back-to-back, 15 carries for 25 yards. He had a 19-yarder in the second half. Called back on a hold for a touchdown. The Eagles thought they were going to have pretty easily there, but he had a 9-yarder rushing in for that, but unfortunately called back on the handkerchief. But a good, strong running game, bouncing off some people as he tucked the football and went tonight. Hawkes had 4 carries coming out of that motion from the receiver spot, 4 carries for 20 yards for him. So some 3 guys basically doing the rushing chores for the Hobbs Eagles. 38 carries tonight, 105 yards, so they hit the triple digits for the Eagles. Passing department, big-time people stepping up for Hobbs, including Hawkes. 7 catches for 134 yards, 100 of those in the first half. He had 2 16-yard receptions in the first half, including 1 for a touchdown, and had 2 double-digit receptions in the second half, a 13 and a 15-yarder. So that kid going up and down the field for the Eagles with that great speed. Armendariz, again, coming out of the backfield. 4 catches for 77 yards, 3 of those in the second half, 61 for a touchdown, another 10 and another 16. So that kid is definitely going to have a nice road trip home, and I'm sure going to catch up on some Z's. I'm sure he's exhausted after this game. Black had 5 catches for 55 yards, pretty balanced, 2 catches in the first half and 3 in the second half with a long of 17. Franklin had a catch for 10 yards in the game as well, and Rodriguez with 1 catch for 11 yards. So 5 different receivers in this game for the Eagles, 3 with multiple catches. Callaway, in terms of passes in this game, definitely 18 for 33 in the game for 287 yards, just shy of 300 in the contest. Hobbs as a team, 105 rush, 287 pass, 392, 8 shy of the 400 mark. So definitely a road trip and a big showdown for the Hobbs Eagle offense to show what they can do when push comes to shove. Hobbs had 7 penalties for 50 yards in the first half, only had 2 in the second half for 25, so they finished with 9 for 75. Eagles getting the double-digit first downs, too, 17 total, and compared to just 14 to Rio Rancho, who definitely had the advantage with the first downs throughout the first half, but Hobbs putting on the brakes on that and getting back in that category quickly in the second half. Hobbs with a total of 2 turnovers, a fumble, and an interception, 2 punts, and a turnover on downs. But more importantly, Ron, 24-21 victory on the road.
Exactly. No matter what else happens, you're happy with their play, but the bottom line is this. What does the scoreboard read at the end of it? And Hobbs had a great third quarter, great fourth quarter. We're able to slow down and stop them. There was 1 bad play, but you know what? You can win off of just giving up 1 bad play. And Raymer, of course, had a clinic out there as far as when he did get the ball, he was able to elude tacklers and make the most of his run. And so, it wasn't anything to be upset about. He had 1 good play. But you know what? In the end, it is all about the fact that Hobbs put together a winning drive, and they also got the win to get them off of the losing track 3 in a row. Now they're back on the winning side, and they definitely have going to have a good ride back from here to Hobbs.
Any other Lee County winners tonight, Ron?
There is actually, I'll say. So Tatum did lose in the end, 34-30 over Legacy Academy. So that's their first loss. Let's see, it was Dexter and Eunice are still at it. Last time we saw it was 30 for Eunice, 28 for Dexter. So that's getting close. Actually, I heard about a couple minutes ago it actually started the fourth quarter, so they still have plenty of time to go.
And Dexter beat Jal pretty bad last week, so
exactly.
That's tightened up against the Eunice Cardinals.
So that shows how either really good Dexter is or Eunice is. We've already seen Eunice. They're really good, too. Another one actually came back. It was like 14-7 in the first quarter, but Jal came back against Kermit, and now it's in the fourth quarter, 42-35 last time I saw. And we already know they would be Jal over Kermit in the fourth quarter. Not sure exactly how late that is. Last time I saw, there was a delay in the game. It was about like second and 1, and the referees were holding the game back for some reason. Couldn't tell exactly why. And like 30 minutes ago, that's when Lovington came back, or actually.
What game are you talking about? Lovington now?
Okay.
Yeah,
Lovington now. Lovington versus Denver City. Denver City almost came back and won it. Got it down to 51-48, but Lovington was able to hold it off at the end. and got the victory in Denver City, so that's always impressive.
99 points scored in 51-48.
Exactly, but yeah, still looking to see what's going on in Eunice as well as in Kermit, where Jal once again leads 42-35.
Another score coming in tonight. Bobby Go, thank you, one of the referees around Lee County. Loving trouncing Mescalero 53-6, a final on that one. Of course, the Hobbs Eagles do have a week off. They'll have the bye coming up next week, but they will be getting ready for their big district opener home at Watson Stadium against Las Cruces High. Bulldogs have been kind of down last year and into this year, having some issues, but I'm not sure what's going on with their program, but they're going to try to be ready for that 0-0 record when it comes to the district schedule, but that will be at Watson Stadium on September 29th, 7 o'clock start time on that one, a Friday night, 6:45 pregame show again on our Noalmark broadcasting stations. So at the district schedule is Las Cruces, Centennial, Alamogordo, Organ Mountain, and Carlsbad to wrap it up there. Centennial on the road, Alamogordo at home, Organ Mountain also in Las Cruces on the road, and Carlsbad at home to finish it up. So, again, 5 games for the Hobbs Eagles, starting with Las Cruces, September 29th. So you mentioned the road trip home. Of course, playing on a neutral site tonight at Cleveland High School. Hobbs will take that one on the big win here as they win 24-21. But, again, pretty exciting trip for the Eagles. Of course, kind of on the down note for the last 3 games, but losing their own homecoming, but spoiling another one.
Exactly. We were worried about, first of all, they had the electric problem over at Rio Rancho. They said that in the middle of the game they had that fixed. So bad news for the students. They have to go and show up on Monday to get back into classes. But we also were afraid of electricity as far as a storm coming in at the Cleveland Storm field. Did not happen, though, and instead, who was storming? The Hobbs Eagles. They ended up getting into it the second half, were able to get that victory. And, of course, we are very happy to see them once again winning, and they did that. Like I said, it wasn't even close as far as on both sides. Both sides improved. They got better. They hit their goal, and I'm sure they want to do that again each and every week. Next week, of course, will be the bye.
Yep, and we will have the next game, as we mentioned, the 29th, the big matchup there. With the Hobbs Eagles against Las Cruces High. They still have the Eunice game going on right now. Eunice 35, Dexter 30, and it's still listed as a live contest, so not in the books yet, but 5-point lead for the Eunice Cardinals again. Hopefully they can continue on with their undefeated record, both them and Dexter at 4-0 this season. Hope you enjoyed the game tonight. Pretty exciting stuff here in Rio Rancho. Again, your Hobbs Eagles winning 24-21 over the Rio Rancho Rams to improve to 2-3, dropping the Rams to 3-2. Like to get our sponsors in here of Hobbs Eagle football this season, Ron.
You bet. We want to thank Devon Energy, Eastern New Mexico University, Forest Tire, A-Tech Air Conditioning and Heating, along with First American Bank of Hobbs, NMR Pipeline, Lee County State Bank, Divine Energy Services, Lasso Construction, and TDS. Thank you very much.
Until September 29th, the Hobbs Eagles back at Watson Stadium, 6:45 p.m. that night, 7 o'clock kickoff on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, the KOOL 95.7 Facebook page. Thanks to Tiffany Stu. We're back to the station. For Ron Gunner, myself, Ty Friend, we're heading back to Hobbs with the W.
Thank you for listening to Hobbs Eagle Football on KOOL 95.7. Tonight's game was proudly presented by Eastern New Mexico University, Devon Energy, NMR Pipeline, the Lee County State Bank, and TDS. Hobbs Eagle Football on KOOL 95.7 also brought to you by Forest Tire Company, A-Tech Air Conditioning and Heating, Lasco Construction, the First American Bank of Hobbs, and Divine Energy Services. Hobbs Eagle Football on KOOL 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and the Hobbs Sports YouTube channel is an exclusive presentation of Noalmark Digital and KOOL 95.7 Sports. Now back to the greatest hits of all time on KLEA Hobbs, KOOL 95.7.